Welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name is David Turner. I'm here with James Farley,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hello.
and Sean Bell.
Hello.
That's right, myself and Sean are back after daring to take a week off and leave. I got to say, and I'll say it now, excellent job last week, gentlemen. I really enjoyed the
no, it was great.
podcast. Love listening to it. I do have one question, though.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to the decision of who was going to host it?
I volunteered.
Yeah.
You volunteered. Why did you volunteer, James?
Well, because I thought Matt's doing.
That's enough.
technical
Patreon
stuff.
producers this month are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, I'm back, baby, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Casman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Jack Oven, Grey Dragon Claw, Colin the Car Wanker Smith, Leaky Bottom, My Dog Skip, Evil Mammal, Conky Donkers, Full Nels Conga, Laser Quest, 42 Sources Span, Ramalaptar, and Fred Fenge. They are the Full Nels crew, and we thank them so much for supporting us at patreon.com/TCGS. That's how it's done, James. Yes, say the website correctly. No. Also, I love the fact that you tried to do the cut into Matt's intro gag that I do, but you got too excited and you went, "Oh no, okay, so Patreons." But I'm like, "No, James, you got to be snappy with it, brother."
Come on, it was my first attempt.
Hey,
Yeah, I think you did pretty well actually for
I
first one.
I respect the hustle. It wasn't your first take. There was three takes before
we don't need to
that you had
talk
to
about
snip out. No, genuine. Look, I'm taking the piss. It genuinely was brilliant last week, but I am interested in knowing how you come up with who presented it. Because if I'm not here, is Sean. I think in Interface, didn't you take turns?
Yeah, we took.
Because
Yeah,
you wanted to get better.
depending on who's to help us get better at presenting and not sure. Do we have like a subject that we each brought? I'm not sure, but yeah, we took turns to host,
I don't know.
I like the
and it's
fact that
made
you
us
were
the people we are today.
You were talking about Interface last week, and you went, David always took the piss because he said we were just an Apple podcast. But no, we had one on that YouTube video, and there was another. I'm sure we had another one.
It was an Apple Tech show, yeah.
Yeah,
What was
pretty
that?
much,
It was an
yeah.
Apple Tech
Yeah.
show.
Did it on
Good
that.
times.
That was build. Patreon.com/TCGS. If you want to support what we do, we really do appreciate it. There's a bonus show coming out. We're recording that on Sunday. There's a bonus stream next week. We have yet to decide what we're going to do, but we'll announce that on next week's show. The problem was we were all set to do Big Walk, and then we suddenly decided that we didn't want to wait, and we'd rather play with our real friends and not each other, Sean. So we won't be doing that this week. There's a few plugs to run through before we get to the main show and our feedback. Ian Lee's Imposter Syndrome. We've just done one in Shoreham. That was brilliant. Thanks to everyone that came to that. It was lovely seeing you all out. It was really awkward because I had to take my kids. The fucking. I mean, I'll talk about this on the bonus pod, but taking your kids to see a show like that is probably not the brightest thing I've ever done. But by my word, they sat through it. Also, we were constantly interrupted by the government warning message.
Oh yes, of course.
Out that evening. That was awkward. I'll give you all the behind the scenes chat about that on the bonus show. But the next one is in the Half Moon in Putney on September the 5th. It's a local show for me. Get down there. Half Moon in Putney. It's a really
Homecoming.
famous venue in that area. Yeah, I cannot. Yes, I think it's just far enough away from me to. I've got to get 2 trains. I think that means it's not a homecoming. I'm really hoping we do Car Shorten at some point. That'd be cool. But if you'd like tickets for that, go to ianlee.com. All the details are there. Matt, you're running the Great North Run to raise money. Well, you explain it. What are you doing? You mad?
Yeah, I'm doing a Great
fucker?
Enough Run in a month's time. It's we've been the third time doing it. It's a real good one, and I'm raising money for Martin House Children's Hospice. And I love your donations. Actually, I just it sounds shit to say, but I just don't raising money. I don't like saying, "Hey, everyone, sponsor me," and so I've left it as late as possible. I keep getting messages from a charity saying, "Are you going to get some donations?" I'm like, "I will do."
Stop there. Let's delve. Why?
Because everyone's always asking for money all the time, and I'm like, well, no one's got any money. We're like, I don't know, it just feels like, hey, everyone,
It's not like you're just taking the money for yourself.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good cause.
I just feel awkward saying, hey, everyone, could you? Anyway, I
Imagine
appreciate
walking
those.
into the Martin House Children's Hospice and saying, sorry, guys, I felt too awkward to ask for money, so
you
thumbs
don't
up.
deserve it.
No, I was always going to do it. I was always going to do it. It's just I left it as late as possible. Anyway, I've already had a bunch of donations. Thank you to those who have already donated. But if you want to donate to a great cause, doing amazing work for me doing a great enough run, the address to go to is bit.ly/MattGNR26. That's Matt with 1 T, so MattGNR26. And yes, in a month's time. And I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Please,
Fingers
come
crossed,
on,
man. How,
TCGS listeners, please, let's get behind this. Let's really,
Yeah,
I mean, you've put a pitiful £500 target in it. Let's absolutely
we can
smash
kill
through
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
500 what was, I mean, I had to raise for charity to, anyway, but yes, it's good. Do you have a question, Sean?
Yeah.
Why are you so nervous about? Why are you so fucking awkward about this? That was actually for the charity, but what?
I don't know. I don't know. If I was doing something
amazing.
truly incredible, it'd be like, holy shit, but I
You
don't know.
are.
If it's a full marathon, it'd be different, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, or whatever. Sean.
I've just looked it up now. I was going to say, how far is the run? But 21.1 kilometers. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's less than I walked for the 10 bridges. Actually,
He's running.
actually
Piece
cancel
of
that.
piss.
Don't. Yeah, well,
Running,
yeah.
and unlike me,
Fancy
you
running
won't
it, mate.
walk half of it. So, you know.
well, I walked all of it. When I,
That's cheating. Feels like cheating to me. Yeah, it's my third time I've done it. It'd be the third time I've done it. It's a great run. Like the atmosphere is amazing. People genuinely like handing me like sweets and beer and even like bits of roast dinner last time. It's just yeah. It's just,
You're actually in profit
That
by the
seems
end.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. They're
Yeah.
just like
No, just
keep
all
loading
sorts
me
of
up on
food and
carb
shit. It's great, yeah.
Fizzy pop.
Do you reckon there's people, like when you go to like
I'll
a
tell you what, you
Chinese
need
buffet
sugar.
and people are like, if you have like 7 plates, they're losing money. Do you reckon there's people like that on the run?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, it's weird. They start putting concrete in your trainers for some reason. I don't know why they do that.
yeah. Good times.
No, you'll smash it. You will smash it.
man.
You've also got something you're more excited to talk about in public, haven't you, Matt?
Yes, fantasy football is back. The Premier League is back from Friday, and TCGS FPL is also back. I don't know how many seasons we've been doing this for, but many seasons. We've got hundreds of people already in the league. But if you want to join the TCGS, what have I called it again? It's like the Primera Division. You can go to fantasy.premierleague.com and use the league code 3HR6GN. That's 3HR6GN to join the league. If you've been a member of the league in previous seasons, you would have already joined automatically. I think I need to check. But
You forgot to cancel. You forgot to cancel.
You're back. Yeah, you're never. We
Resubscribe
had
for
like
another
hundreds
year.
of people in the league the last few seasons. So yes, join us. The deadline to get your team in is 6:30 on Friday night before Arsenal take on Coventry, and yeah, that's FPL. It's back. I can't wait.
Cool. Right. Shall we get to feedback from last week's show? Did you get any? Did you write any notes down, Sean?
Just one.
Go on.
I did really like it overall. Really enjoyed it.
Overall, right?
However,
The tone says, but
the news bit. Just a couple of weeks after we did a whole thing about how we're not going to shy away from covering negative stuff in the news. As soon as me and Dave go, that's just not a thing anymore. Apparently,
Yeah,
Well,
no,
no, there
Sonny
was-
wants to line it up.
There was less that week.
you didn't
And,
mention
I had a
the
theory
EA
about that,
getting
Sean.
purchased by the Saudi Public Investment Fund. That's
Look,
fucking
there was-
huge.
There was Roblox news. That was bad news.
Well, okay, just
For
bulldozing
Roblox.
through you there, Sean, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Sean, do you know what it is?
Mm.
I don't. Look, I could be wrong. I don't think they've got the confidence to talk about stuff like that without us around. They're so worried they'll
Not
say the
true.
wrong thing and bring the whole show down. They're like, we're best just to...
yeah, there was
Yeah,
temptation to talk about the
definitely be worried
Halo
about it.
things, but that was just probably contractors anyway, and we're like, just I don't know, nice to have a week off.
Oh, yeah,
of-
fuck them then. Jesus
Then later
Christ,
on, there was
Matt.
the question about
Now you
like,
can
oh,
see
have you
why I
ever
didn't add
have
it.
you ever boycotted stuff or whatever? And I thought, oh, maybe they'll mention the EA stuff now. Nope.
We'd already talked about the EA stuff before. You know, it's just
Yeah, but it's actually gone through now.
yeah, I know, but we all knew it was going to go through. So it's
I feel bad because that's real feedback, and my two notes that I've got written down is James called feedback feedbit at one point, and it really made me laugh.
Did I? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did.
Feedbit.
Did you do that thing there where you're where if you're nervous or not, you're not sure about what you're saying, you mumble through it just to get to the end of the sentence. So I hope no one's worries. And you were like, "Oh, let's get a bit of the feedback." And it really made me laugh. Also, Matt talking about how Elodie really likes clicker games and watching the numbers go up. Oh, doth not fall far from thine tree, Matthew.
Damn straight. We both love that game. Just to clarify on the comment I made, I've seen a comment in the chat. But when I said just contractors, right? The reason, okay. You hear lots about, like there's loads of people getting let go from Halo Studios, and when I said just contractors, it's people contracted for that project who were going to not be there after the project. So yeah, I think I saw lots of headlines, which is a lot more sensational than it probably actually is. I rather than being full-time employees, I'm probably saying the wrong things, David.
Okay, there you go, Sean.
Yep.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just nice to have a nice week with no bollocks, just some lovely stories. Even the bad story was a good story in James's view.
Yeah, I will say this. It was an excellent show. It was a disappointingly excellent show. I was so ready to absolutely tear it apart, but you absolutely smashed it. So well done, boys. Shall we get to the feedback from our listeners, though? Have we got the usual? I prefer this happier version.
There's a couple of those. Yeah,
there was so much of that.
No,
there was so much of that in Discord. It was
Sean,
lovely to read.
You didn't watch the live stream, did you?
No, I
They
didn't.
did the whole. They did the whole thing again about like, don't give a shit about my feelings. Hey, yeah, look, it's back to the golden era because David's not here. What you don't know is that they went, and when Sean's not here, it's probably the new golden era or something. And I was like,
Platinum era.
Mate, these two, we should take 2 months off and see what those numbers do. That's what I reckon. Go on
then.
No, I need.
Okay, you can't.
I need the attention.
Too scared, everyone. Too scared.
I need the attention.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't do 2 months off. Fungo has messaged, similar to your correspondent last week, when my wife catches me watching you, she also refers to you as my men. So I asked her to judge my men by how they look. And here's what she said. One of you looks like you paint Warhammer models. One of you looks like a bit of a know-it-all, but it's probably just insecure.
Sorry for the listeners, Sean just put his hand straight up.
One of you looks like a bit of a know-it-all, but it's probably just insecure. One of you looks like they never talked to you, then reveal years later that I had a crush on you.
Matt.
Probably me, yeah.
No, that's James, isn't it?
It could be me, yeah.
And one of you looks like they're pretty funny, I guess.
That's you, Matt.
I don't know. I think I'm probably aren't I a mixture of all of them? I could be any one of these.
Yeah,
really.
all of them. I thought you were gonna. Go.
With that third one, they never talked to you and then revealed years later they had a crush on you. There's no mention of whether or not you would want to find that out from them.
I think the implication is no. Don't you? Is this the same guy that keeps emailing about all these comments from their partner?
No, it's similar to the correspondent. This is a different one.
This is a different one. Okay, all right. This is actually I don't mind this. Please message in more abuse from your partners, guys. We're loving that every week.
Only if it's abuse. If they say nice stuff, it's too weird. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just show them 30 seconds of this show and then write down their initial thoughts.
Wait. Pause it now, and then when you press play, get your partner to come in and watch it who's never heard the show before. No, I was going to do this whole thing where we all just start laughing, going, "Oh, Pac-Man!" It's probably too irritating to listen to on a podcast, so maybe we shouldn't do that.
However, after all them, they also say, I could tell she was holding back a bit because she didn't want to insult my men in front of me. Have a great day.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So all of them are actually probably worse in reality, is the case. Ben99, loving the chat about pronouncing place names totally different to how they're spelled. As a side note, what is the most misleading place name we've ever come across? In Hull, we have an area called Orchard Park, which sounds delightful, but is actually a council estate for the flats with an awful reputation and well known in the 90s of being a hive of drug dealing and kids not calling 999 so they could lob rocks at fire engines. Orchard Park does sound nice, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
There's a place not too far from Brighton called Upper Dicker. Not seen one erection there the whole time I've been there. Not seen one. That's
Well,
probably.
And you've been
the most
looking. You
disappointing.
have been looking, though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, boy.
Oh, he's been
Go
looking,
down there on the
right?
reg. I've not seen a single one.
If you've seen an erection in Upper Dicker, let us know.
that did make me laugh though. We were getting people going, well, you don't pronounce Millwall that way. Yeah, all right, I'll listen to you then. Should I? I've only been going for fucking 40 years, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll listen to what you've got to say, person on the internet, about how I should be pronouncing the football team that I've been following forever. But yeah, no, everyone at some point goes, why do you say it like that? I'm like, I don't know, it's just how it is. It reminded me of the Cheserton thing.
Oh yeah.
It's Chessington. Yeah, where are you from? Nowhere. Near? Well, one from near.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't suddenly go to France and go, actually, it's not pronounced like that. Although the British did that a lot. Sorry, I'm really all over the place tonight. I'm apologise. Let's move on.
Right, Churs has messaged feedback. Interface is back. Lovely to hear the two foremost voices in tech set the world to rights. It all felt so familiar. The same back and forth, great banter in speech marks, in inverted commas. So, for great banter for Big Jimbo and Man of the Nater. Minor criticism. Where was the traditional Apple I won't be buying, will be buying, probably will be buying product review? Wait, yes, even that was in there. Classic interface.
Yeah, we had that at the end.
Yeah, love that. Loved that.
There was one thing that I didn't quite understand. Is that it was over a 2 hour show, right? Which is wild that you managed to do that.
Yeah, well, we can't believe that either.
Why
honestly.
did you only spend like 6 minutes on Big Walk? I thought there was going to be like a big in-depth chat about it, and it was like you were like, yeah,
They only played a bit, hadn't they? At that point?
Right, okay. Yeah, I was just like, for a show that long, I thought the Big Walk chat's going to go on for fucking ever. This is going to be great.
Yeah, we haven't
It's
played
like,
it much, and we
thank
knew
you.
you two would be desperate to talk more about it, and so and we also thought we would play more, so just figured. I think we did. I think we did fine.
Is true.
Senan, hey guys, after making myself belly laugh at the idea of James using his "thanks for getting through it" sign off after a somewhat more intimate activity, it occurred to me that as far as I know, Matt doesn't have a sign off. So what would Matt's be? Thanks as always for the pod. I've just completed the entire backlog and worked my way back around to 2020 when I started listening. Cheers from Senan.
That is a fucking good point, Matt.
Shannon, is it Shannon or I'm not sure actually. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Carry on.
Shannon. That's a really good point, actually, Matt, because I was thinking, what's got to happen for you to host a show now?
Yeah, how bad's it got to be?
Well, next time it's just me and Matt. We'll do the taking it in turns thing.
Yeah, we'll do the interface thing.
No, you can't do that now. You've set the precedent. So I'm host number 1. Sean's host number 2. James is host number 3.
Yeah.
What? It's
Basically,
Matt on his own going, welcome to the computer. You've got to do a solo show, Matt. That'd be.
I'll do a Jeff Gerstmann. Have like 3 hours of padding.
Do any of you think you could do a solo? I don't think I could do a solo show. I think I'd go mad.
I couldn't do a solo show.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how Jeff does it, honestly.
No, it's mad.
It'd be a meandering disaster if I did it.
Yeah.
But you're not saying no.
I'm not saying no.
All right, James Farley, a solo show. Next time you do something really bad, that's it. We're going to make you do a solo show. I wonder how many times you'd have to restart the intro on that one. I'm looking forward to it. Should we get to the next bit of feedback?
Yes, where was I? Eskil Wendell. Dear Nice and Nicer, I just want to say what a lovely time I had listening to last week's episode. The tone was so light and congenial. James and Matt were both on, but also very funny and relaxed. I had low shoulders the entire episode. Love from Eskil.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
A great listen, Eskil. All right.
Kurt Lewin, feedback. 2 bits of feedback. Firstly, would Matt be there day 1 for the PS6 if it folds in half? Yes. Secondly, James mentioned Brian Gunn last week when talking about Superman. Does he know that's a famous Norwich keeper? Speaking of football, and I'm sorry to 90% of listeners, but can you give me a quick minute on what your expectations are for each of your clubs for this season, please? Cheers.
We'll do that. I will say about the, listeners, I've spoken to Matt privately about this folding iPhone thing. And my view is this: if it was a similar price to a normal iPhone, I'd think, yeah, man, go for it. But when he told me it was like nearly double the price of like the current iPhones, I was like, Matt, are you're really willing to spend double the price on an iPhone just so you can fold it? Like, that is, to me, that is like mind blowing. I will never understand that.
So hang on, so when you say double,
Also-
what are we talking? Like what? Like
It's like
3K?
2 grand, he told me.
1,800. It's
Wow.
probably about 1,800, I reckon.
Yeah.
1,800 on a phone, man.
And also,
That's
it's a
fucking
first generation
mind-blowing.
Apple product, which are never
Yeah.
a good idea to buy.
But that also makes it quite exciting, doesn't it? It's like, oh, what things are going to go wrong?
But I feel like if you're already not an iPad guy, which I still find fascinating, because to me as a non-Apple person, like the iPad is the reason to be an Apple person, right? That's the one thing I
Is
feel
it?
like I'm missing out on still. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, I've got an
worry
iPad,
about
but it's really fucking old at this point. But,
it. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never really dealt with that. But yeah, I look at that stuff and I just think, fucking hell, I've already talked myself into doing the pro model bullshit. And now I'm thinking about like folding phone. No, I'm not spending nearly $2,000 on a fucking phone. That is mental.
Yeah. Well, I probably will. We'll see. I mean, not confirmed, but I do want one.
Expectation on your football team, Matt Murray, Crystal Palace.
Could we get relegated? I reckon 18th. No. Yeah, I mean, terrible. Manager with no Premier League experience, stole some good players, haven't done a lot, had a negative goal difference, I think, in the pre-season. Not looking forward to it.
James Farley.
Hopefully,
Chelsea.
top 6 finish is what I'm hoping for, but I'm not sure that will happen, and I think it's going to be like down to the wire right at the end of the season as to whether we get into Europe again. That's what
Or
I think
whether
is gonna
half of your players survive to the end of the season.
Yeah.
So you get to Europe. Do you mean Champions League rather than Europe?
No, probably even like Europa League or whatever. It's this is going to be. I think this is going to be a weird season. It's going to be yeah. We'll see.
Millwall, top of the league, win the FA Cup. That's what I reckon. Right, should we get
Sean?
on to?
Sorry, you don't want to hear what I want Tranmere to
Yeah,
do?
you go on. What do you think about Tranmere's?
What league are they in?
Just keep plugging away, you guys. Keep up good work.
What
I mean,
is-
you just
what
want a
is
solid mid-table, a
Yeah,
good cup run,
yeah.
and a good
what
cup
is
run.
Just do your
Yeah.
best.
plugging away for Tranmere Rovers? Fucking hell, they won their first game of the season against
yeah, of course they did.
Shrewsbury, 2-0.
Yeah, Sean went's like harping on about it.
Yeah. You're right. You actually just keep plugging away. We'll do all right for Tranmere. I was expecting them to be bottom of the league or something. Just keep on trucking.
Keep on talking, baby. Lee Davies, this is a bit of feedback regarding GTA 6 trailer being on Netflix before YouTube. Do you think one of the reasons they've gone with Netflix might be because the first trailer for GTA 6 got leaked and forced Rockstar to release the trailer early? I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's rumoured that some admin person at YouTube leaked it, which would make sense if they decided against pre-uploading it to YouTube before premiering the trailer. Anyway, thanks for all the quality podcasts you're doing, all of that.
No, I don't think it's the main reason.
No,
I think it's definitely a reason, no?
might be part of it.
a
I think James
theory.
was most on the money with this one last week. I think it is just Rockstar's PR thing is usually positioning themselves away from like specialist media, and I think
Oh, 100%.
if they got an offer from Netflix, and it's a gesture, right? Because like you say, there's only like a 6-hour difference between the Netflix debut and then it going on YouTube. But I think to them, they know it looks like a weirdly big deal to non-gamers. Right? I think that's what it's about.
It's been advertised all over it now as well, isn't it? So they've had like if you like leave Netflix a while, it has like it just like it idly kind of goes through new titles and it's on there a lot. So they're getting promotion already on Netflix.
Yeah.
Can I put a wild theory out, please?
Hell yeah.
Go.
This is silly, right? But I was
I don't wanna
thinking
hear it,
about
man.
why the fuck Rockstar and Netflix would team up for this. And I have a feeling that this isn't the last Rockstar Netflix collab we're going to see, and that there might be a GTA related show on Netflix once the game releases. And I'm not necessarily saying a drama set in the world of GTA. I'm thinking more, let's review all of the clips that people are uploading in the world of GTA, because that's going to be a big thing.
Almost
in this game, right?
like a
They've already-
talking head, Barry Norman. It'll be right in the night.
like a 10-minute show once every week or whatever, just saying, let's have a look at the best clips that have been uploaded from.
That could be
people
excellent,
playing
actually.
GTA.
Annoyingly, that could be really good. Yeah.
I can't see it happening, but that would be a great idea. Yeah.
But that would make sense in my mind that they show that on Netflix first, they announce it at the end of that, and that's why it's on Netflix first before it goes on YouTube and everything. It sort of announces there.
I could see that, and one of the reasons I could see that also is because like Netflix is trying to get into like vertical video as well. Like they want to have like vertical video stuff and everything. So maybe they'll even add so maybe they'll even add like a feed in or something like that.
That's going to be the worst thing
GTA
ever when they
clips.
do the first vertical film, isn't it? Have they done that yet? I bet that's been done.
Well, no,
already,
there's
hasn't
been
it?
other
I
companies
hate
that have tried it, and it
Yeah.
didn't work very well.
Not for me.
Because hasn't it been sort of common practice for a little while now, certainly for trailer footage to all like always be shot in such a way that you can crop it 9 by 16.
I mean, movies as well. Like there's some movies now where it's like everything is just in the middle of the screen because they know it's easier to crop for different formats.
I'd love to. I just think it's a weird team up, right? Like it's a weird thing. I think there's part of it is the boasting that our game is so important that Netflix are buying our trailers, right? I think the optics of that works with Rockstar.
Yeah.
I just think there's something else behind it as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some other sort of collaboration between those two. Yeah. Anyway, thought I'd put that out there. I can't wait until in the next couple of weeks when that trailer comes out, and it's absolutely not the case.
Yeah, 10 days time, isn't it? I think it's the 27th, around there.
Something like that. Yep.
Push Button Joe, New Zealand's #1 TCGS fan. Dear TCGS Lenticular Covers, congrats to Matt and James for finally cutting the deadwood from the rest of the pod and absolutely slamming down episode for the ages. Regarding other New Zealand-based listeners who think they have a claim to a top spot in the Oceanic TCGS listener charts, I invite all challengers to prove themselves if they wish to take the top spot. Do they have a collected books of James Farley, a signed headshot from David, a lock of Sean's hair, or Wookiee tattoo on their bum to share? I don't, but I'll be very interested to find out if they did. Much love from Joe Push Button.
Two things about this. One, Joe, don't appreciate the joke about me being bald. Two, I'm thrilled to see that Matt did the same thing as me and looked up how many New Zealand listeners we have.
Yeah, I didn't do it last week when we were on the pod, but yeah, in the last month, there's been 99 downloads from New Zealand. Now,
is that downloads or
Joe ain't
listeners?
one?
That
I can't remember.
That's downloads.
Is it
So,
downloads?
I mean, are we are we saying there's like 25? Or, I mean, are
Let's
we?
just assume they're all unique, unique people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a big old
All our
battle royale
listeners are unique,
happening
mate.
in New
That's how it
Zealand.
works.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you remember? Sorry, I've just been totally distracted because you're talking about your baldness there, Sean. Do you remember when James Farley said he was bald and tried to be one of you guys?
Yeah, that was weird.
Look at that!
I'm not.
Look at that
bald. I've
luscious
just-
lock
but it's
of
just
hair
like-
that
There's
he's
the
got.
orcs over there. Look at that.
I'm gonna
he's
have
loving
to
it.
start cutting my own hair. It's very annoying.
Oh, you have to cut your hair, do you?
Just go to the barbers. Go to hairdressers.
Go to the
I
barber.
don't want to do
James.
that here. It's just
He
hassle.
just
No,
right. Okay.
there's so
can
many
we
you
now
haven't
just
done.
can we now just confirm that James is the most racist out of all of us? Can we just confirm that?
It's not. It's just because
No, it's
You
just most
refuse
socially
to-
awkward.
on a regular basis speak to any German people because you don't like.
Yeah, refuses to do
No,
anything.
that's not true. It's because, okay, I hated going to the barbers in the UK anyway.
Right.
I've always just hated it.
Yeah, but
And
now it's
so
ideal
doing-
because you can't tell what they're saying, so it's
and like,
Yeah, there's
doing it
no
here-
small talk.
yeah.
Doing it here is
Yeah.
more annoying because it's like more language problems, and I just don't want to do it.
I
So
ain't
all that happens
speaking
is
my
they-
language.
All they do is do the thing where they put the mirror behind you, and you just go like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all you
Go
got to
on.
do. Yeah, that's all you got to
Nine.
do.
Yeah.
Also, do you remember when you needed to put a battery in a watch and you refused to do it until you visited the UK once?
That's also true.
I think you said you don't want
I mean,
you don't
actually, I
want no
could have done-
foreign muck in your watch, didn't you?
That was mostly
They'll nick
from
the
laziness.
parts. They'll
Yeah.
nick the parts. I kept saying it was disgraceful, really.
It was laziness. It was mostly laziness.
That's what you called them. Yeah, you said lazy as well.
Fucking hell.
Let's move on.
That's it for feedback. Go to tcgs.co to leave your feedback.
Let's get to the news, shall we, James? I noticed none of this news is about Germany. Coincidence? Let's hear what you've got to say about the world of video games. Yeah.
Okay, so the first story, I mean, this is from Eurogamer, and this is a story which has been kind of evolving over the week, and this today got maybe a conclusion. So this is connected to Saber Interactive, and what happened was there was a former employee called Stella Sacco, and she was the lead writer on Rideshare Simulator. And then she said that she'd been let go and had been replaced by ChatGPT. And this is what she said. She said, I was the lead writer on this one, referring to Rideshare Simulator. She says, and Saber replaced me with ChatGPT midway through development. All the passenger voices were AI too. Either they've changed direction at some point or they're not disclosing it on Steam. So the game hadn't had like AI disclosure on Steam. That has now changed. They have added that in now to the page to say that AI has been used. But first of all, Saber denied that AI had replaced any writers. And then the Saber CEO, Matt Karch, got involved. And he then said this to This Week in Video Games. So this is in reference to Stella. He said, Stella who? I had to ask Claude because I've never spoken to her or seen her. We have already said we are using AI for certain parts of the game and will update the Steam page once we have finalised the feature set. Let me clarify that the entire story script, were it to win an award, would go to someone who could walk up on stage and receive it. It was always our intention to reveal this until Stella violated her confidentiality clause.
I know who Stella is now, don't you? Fucking no. I mean, Jesus Christ, how can you? That's so bad. Who? Oh yeah, she violated. Oh yeah, so you do know who she is. Like, this is the worst. This is one of the worst things I've heard.
It gets worse. It was always our intention to reveal this until Stella violated her confidentiality clause and revealed this before we were ready. We look at our use of AI in this particular game, which will be a lower priced title, as a plus for consumers. As far as Stella is concerned, she was replaced by somebody more talented and terminated for a variety of reasons a few months later. From what I can gather, she enjoys controversy even more than I do. I would frankly, in retrospect, have been happy to replace her with AI. At least we would be dealing with someone programmed to be honest. So that's what he said.
That is fucking disgraceful.
Yeah, it's one of the most ridiculous statements from the CEO, and that's saying a lot given all the ones we hear and read every week.
So this is where we were, and like, because when I first looked at this story, that's kind of was the conclusion to it. But then now, obviously, this didn't go down well. People have been rather angry about this, understandably. And he's now apologised to her, and he sent her a long email, which she's chosen not to disclose everything that was said in the email, but she did say that he regretted escalating things. She said that she's accepted the apology, but then she said this. She said, apologies are simply in too short a supply these days to spurn one when it's offered. Then she said, God willing, this is the last statement I need to make about this. I'm not worried about being called slurs by random commentators. I'm a trans woman. That's every day for me. But it stunk to have my skill and reputation built of 20 years in games publicly maligned by someone with institutional power. And she also said that the apology didn't change her stance at all on AI games. And then later on, Karch then made a lengthy post on LinkedIn about this whole thing. I mean, I don't know if you want me to read it because it's really long, but also from my perspective reading it, he basically blames everyone else for his shitty take on the whole thing, and he's really passive aggressive. And I read it and it made me feel more angry. But you can read it on LinkedIn. It's obviously
this is probably unfair, but it really smacks of like. So obviously, Stella like said her bit, but she said, well, I'm not gonna share the email or whatever. I feel like he's seen that and gone, oh well, if I'm not getting any like credit for this, I'm going to do my own post as well. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And you read through it, and it's basically a list of all the things that it's kind of like, I wish I hadn't done this. I'm misunderstood, that sort of thing. And it's I don't know. I don't think it's that.
There's no way you come out with that shit and misunderstand things. It's like that was a fucking awful response. Mm-hmm. Like, if someone's that outspoken in a job, like 9 times out of 10 they're getting the sack for it, unless they're the fucking CEO. Like, that is just an awful representation for everyone that works there. Mm-hmm. It's just. that honestly, I've never heard anything so ridiculous. So
I mean, I'll read one bit from this.
I've just seen a bit that's really annoying me. Go on.
It said, accept the standard of the role. So he was talking about like what it's like to be a CEO and like, you know, the lessons he's learned from this. And he said, accept the standard of the role. Leaders are often viewed as figureheads rather than individuals, and the standard applied is fundamentally different. If direct, candid conversation isn't possible in the public eye without heavy PR filtration, then strategic restraint is the best path forward. So it's like he's almost saying there, like I'm just being candid about this, and it's like, no, you were being a fucking
really
dick,
fucking rude.
You know?
Yeah,
and horrible.
Yeah,
like,
fuck this. Honestly, fair play to Stella for calling it out. That is some bullshit. I hope Stella finds a job as soon as she can, because that is that's a horrible thing to go through publicly like that. And you know, even if she has put that post out there, if you're a CEO of a studio, you fucking handle it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't come out with stuff like that. That is outrageous. Like, it's that I sorry, it's the first time I've heard this story, so I'm pretty fucking shocked by it, to be honest. Yeah, that sucks.
And you feel for all like basically everyone else at Saber, right? Who's probably just fucking mortified that this clown's in charge and making statements like this. It just must be awful.
Yeah.
And then like for any like future games they release, because I'm not sure what other things they do, but like people will be like, oh yeah, sure, there'll be like comments about the CEO, or people would look about their games differently. So the harder working developers who've put them all into their games, they're still like, oh yeah, we're consumed by the shit that the CEO is saying, basically. So people are like, oh, Saber, oh yeah, the crazy CEO company, not the games they put out.
Yep.
I just read another bit. I'll just read this bit. He said, for many, true leadership often means foregoing the natural human urge to debate, to criticise, or to speak from the heart, choosing silence or composure instead. I always felt silence was worse, but apparently it keeps the talking heads from talking. This is awful. It's like,
it's just someone that just hasn't got a fucking clue.
The bit that annoyed
an actual idiot.
The bit that annoyed me was stand firm on technology and innovation. Emerging tech like AI will always provoke strong reactions. No, most emerging tech has been fine. Like it's pretty much just this one that people have issues with for a whole load of reasons. But it's again, it's that painting like anti-AI people as being like backwards or against innovation. It's like, no, that's not what it is. It's more complicated than that.
And also, it's like, it was his reaction. It wasn't AI's fault. It was his reaction to the thing. Yeah. In terms of games that Saber have got coming up, they've got Stuntman Hollywood, which obviously was announced. They're doing the Hitman Classic Trilogy remastered, Hellraiser, a new Turok Origins game, John Wick, Jurassic Park Survival. So some big meaty games
with
coming.
some of the stuff they put out, the last couple of years, it built up a lot of goodwill. Like Space Marine 2 is still like really fucking good game. Like
Toxic Commando was them as well.
Yeah. So shame to piss that up all up the wall, but anyhow.
Okay, next story is that Sony still hasn't chosen a PlayStation 6 release date, according to the CEO.
Good.
And so Hiroko Totoki spoke to the Wall Street Journal and said that the hardware crisis was impacting what he said as multiple parts of Sony's business, particularly related to hardware. And he said they still haven't fixed a date for the PS6 launch. In May, he said this. He said, we would like to really observe and follow the situation. Looking at the current circumstances, the memory price is also expected to be very high. We must think carefully of what we will do. I mean, surely they should be thinking we don't do anything for a while.
Yep,
would be a better idea at this stage.
Don't they just seem like the best for everyone? That I don't.
You think so? Just focus on software. They just make a ton of money off software. Just do that.
You might, like, maybe I'm missing something major here, and actually it's a huge hole in their, what they're expected to make over the next 5 years or whatever. But it just feels like the industry at the moment is in a shit place. Hardware is in a shit place. Everyone's struggling, to get by at the moment. it just seems really strange to me to even consider moving on to the next generation.
Yeah. I think to play devil's advocate, do you think that might be kind of forcing their hands if they have already kind of sunk tons of money into all the ordering components or this or that or R&D and like, you know, this has to be rectified next financial year. But yeah, I think for consumers and for them, like, it makes more sense to delay it until the console can be a sensible price and not, because if they sell it at £1,000, we said before, is that really like a mainstream price? And probably not. You know, it's just going to screw a lot of things, whereas they could just focus on what they got, which is an incredibly well-selling bit of hardware that does great stuff, focus on the games, and then come back in maybe 2 years. I don't know, maybe 3. I mean, but then the issue is like, what if this never stops and they have like, okay, every 7 years we have this big source of money where the new consoles come out and that, you know, et cetera, that helps our financials for that period of time. If the RAM crisis continues into like 28, 29, 30, you know, they've got to make a call at some point. But yeah, I mean, every time you hear, it's like, I was actually going to go until, end of 2030 at this point, or end of 31. I mean, yeah, it makes sense for all of us if they just didn't think about releasing a new console in the next couple of years, but who knows?
See, I understand it like more from Microsoft's perspective, like with the Helix thing, because presumably they want to cut the serious stuff like loose at this point and move on, you know, to whatever their next idea is of what they want to do. But from Sony's perspective, I don't understand it at all, because the PS5 is still doing really well. You know, there's lots of people buying it and stuff like that. Why change that at this point? What's the advantage? Makes no sense.
I don't understand. It's certainly not what I want. So, and I'm the most important of all the gamers, aren't I? So, have you thought about that, Sony?
Certainly up there.
Main problem with all this is it's going to be years before I get another Mark Cerny unintentional ASMR video.
That's a real tragedy.
That is the real problem here.
PS6 Pro.
Okay, next story. So Asha Sharma has been at Bethesda and she's been trying to drum up excitement about Elder Scrolls. But this was disrupted by a giant inflatable rat that had been put up in the grounds. So it was the CWA Video Game Union organised for this to be placed near the office, and then there was these small red flags representing each laid off employee as well that there had been. So I've got a statement here from Nathan Hahn. This is from Eurogamer, who was a union member. He said, "We heard that Microsoft leadership was coming to our office this week and decided to make our presence visible at the office to show how developers have been impacted by these devastating layoffs. To show our presence, we put up posters around the office, but we were immediately told by management we couldn't have posters facing the outside of our cubes. Then we brought in balloons so that they could see we were here, but inside our cubes this time. A separate team of laid-off developers planted flags outside, one flag for each laid-off dev. Each flag was a public reminder of how many people management cut from our teams, not just our colleagues and co-workers, but our friends at the end of the day. We're mobilising to fight back against these layoffs, not just to ensure impacted Xbox devs and testers get treated fairly, but to remind our company and game studios everywhere that layoffs like this cannot continue. If Microsoft leadership does not have the courage to do what's right for our studios to make the best possible games, it's up to us to stand up for each other and protect the future of our careers and the games industry." Sharma didn't talk at all, obviously, about the giant rat or anything like that. But she did say that Elder Scrolls 6 was looking good. It was a very transparent attempt to change the narrative about what's going on.
Fine, but what I wicked way of protesting that.
Playing devil's advocate, but there's no good way for her to acknowledge it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, I don't know, even if she tries to sort of, like, either she can condemn it, which would look awful, or she can try and be like, "Hey, man, yeah, I get it," which would probably be even worse. So I don't think there's any correct way for it. But then it's her decisions that have put her in that situation to begin with.
It's part of it that goes, you know what, I'm glad she saw that because there's no way she fucking missed it. There's massive rat and loads of people protesting. If you see the videos online, it's incredible. Yeah, well supportive of that. That's cool.
On the subject of Elder Scrolls, people think they've worked out the name of the game based.
Don't buy into the Sharma narrative, Matt.
It's like, Matt, what are you doing, mate?
Well, this is the Starfield Easter egg, isn't it?
What's this?
Well, the people feel like they've worked out the name of the new Elder Scrolls game because
Starfield.
Well, in Starfield from day one, there's been like on the character creator screen, there's like an employee number. And basically, people like you worked out a code and it spells out Sentinel. It's probably people just desperate for something, but yes, Sentinel apparently is what some people are saying based on something that apparently has been hidden in plain sight.
Cool.
Well, it's hidden in plain sight in a game that not many people paid much attention to, so it kind of fell away, didn't it? But there you go.
I recently thought about trying again with Starfield, but I just thought,
please stream it. Please stream it. When you do, please stream it. I'll watch that.
Well, maybe I will. I've got an empty house for like 4 days. That's how I spend it.
I will never forget walking through that town the first time, or the that sort of area for the first time, and everyone was just standing.
Yep.
And it was like, what the fuck is going on here? This is almost creepy.
Yep.
The thing I remember from that game was when, there's that attack on the city that happens, and then you run out and you're supposed to be sort of like helping, and then I got arrested by someone, by the police. Like the police turned up because I'd done some minor misdemeanor or something, and it's like the whole planet's on fire. And it's like, I don't think this is the right time, to do this.
Oh, when you land on that planet and they're just like,
we
hey,
are so gonna get hammered.
Yeah, go on then.
We're so getting hammered for this. I was the only one who finished
honestly,
it, by the way.
It's so bad.
The ending was a really interesting concept, and I wish it was in a game that I liked.
Yeah.
There's something that I'd say about that game. Right,
Next story. So Netflix has shut down the studio behind Oxenfree. They're shutting down Night School Studio and Moonloot. And Kotaku said that they were working on a Animal Crossing style game. And this is because they said they want to focus on kids gaming, party games, story-driven fare, and games with mainstream hooks. I mean, getting rid of Night School Studio when you say you want to make story games is a bit weird, because that's what they do, which is strange. And but yeah, also Netflix are cutting their internal development teams as well, which is
a strange one. I still don't see Netflix as a big player in the gaming space, so it sort of surprised me that it's a bit odd, isn't it?
Well, it's so strange because even when they were putting out like good original stuff, they were terrible at telling people about it. It was like this constant, like you'd see just someone on Twitter and be like, "Oh, apparently this is on Netflix now and it's really good," and that was all you would hear about it.
Yeah,
it was so strange.
Bizarre. It felt like Apple put more effort into Apple Arcade for the 12 minutes that they had that live.
And that's saying something.
It's annoying, though, isn't it? Because it's like, I mean, I'm just sick of this, like this sort of like big tech trying to get into gaming and then discovering that A, it's really hard, and then B, you can't make all the money from it instantly. And it just keeps happening. It's
Phil Wall in the chat just pointing out because Netflix were experimenting with like interactive programming stuff. So Bandersnatch, that Black Mirror episode, that's gone now, I believe. Isaac keeps asking me if he can play Minecraft story mode, and I have to say no, you can't, because Netflix sent it to the fucking Shadow Realm.
Really, you just call your son that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's
any different than any others one. What?
No, I don't know. It's never been me calling my son.
It's the visual image. Of
it's the new level. It's the same joke, but it's just
better. Better. Just say
it's amplified.
Yeah, it's just kind of improved, isn't it?
Look at what you've done.
Same joke, just kind of better.
I've got it. Sorry, Shields in the chat just mentioned Battle Kitty as well. Did any of you ever play that? That was really good.
No,
it was genuinely quite funny.
Like some one of those, like a crocodile hunter style thing, or was it Bear Grylls? Wasn't there?
Yeah, we had a select way of doing
one.
Yeah, weird. All right.
Sorry, I'll scratch my back.
Was lie and say you were on mute. Like, surely that would be better.
Was that was that just with your hand, or did you have the scratcher?
Well, that's the thing. I was using a pen, but I can't quite get to where it's itching, and so I was like rubbing it on the chair.
What you need is a wife that you live with.
Yeah. Anyway, next story is that 2K are unveiling a new sports studio that's got loads of people from EA Sports, from before. So this is called. It's going to be called Small Axe Studio, and it's a development studio from 2K's Sports Lab project that was established in 2023. And it's also based in Vancouver, which is where EA makes the FC games. The studio is being led by executive producer Aaron McCarty, who had the same role with EA's FIFA team for over 15 years, until 2021. And they've not announced any game, but it seems that football is maybe likely. And he said this studio exists.
How did you not say coming home? Well, how did you not say it was coming home then? I thought that's where you were going with that. It would appear that football is coming home. God.
So McCarty said this. He said, this studio exists to take on the industry's boldest challenges, and our name reflects that. With vision, hunger, and focus, a small axe can take down a big tree. And so the speculation...
see what they've done there.
Yeah. What are you confused about, David?
Well, I mean, that's not a small axe, is it? It's 2K.
Well, no, they're called Small Axe Studios, though. That's the
okay. I see what they've done there.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So the speculation is whether they could even they could buy the FIFA license now, and they could put that out. Because Strauss Zelnick, when he was asked about this, VGC asked him about it, and he was apparently very coy when asked about this as to whether it could be something that would happen. But yeah.
I mean, if EA weren't willing to spend billions on the FIFA license and they had a pretty successful cash cow, I don't think 2K are going to take that risk of spending billions on a brand new title that doesn't have the audience or the cachet yet. That feels
it's interesting though, yeah. Because
mad.
Obviously it's wild that EA survived losing the license, right? And FC is still huge.
I think for fans of football games and fans of football, I don't think any of us thought it was wild that they managed to survive.
I don't think anyone cares.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It was, Sean. I think we all thought they might struggle to rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was, but FIFA as a name was never really why people played that game. So I think when we'd heard how much FIFA was asking for their license, it was a big eye roll from everyone that knows FIFA, and of course EA are not going to play that. Pay that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't. From our point of view, I didn't think that was amazing, but I do think they need fucking competition. They really do.
Yeah.
And there's been a few football games released recently. None have really taken off to massive levels. But if 2K can. The only problem is, and I've said this time and time again, FIFA is a game that has been refined over, decades. Not necessarily evolved, but refined. And whatever 2K does, the first game they bring out is going to be really poor in comparison. I think it's hard to make a football game, and to try and do that is it's going to be tough.
That's true, but then also they have got a lot of these people that were from EA Sports as well that are working at the studio, which could that'll be helpful. And
Fingers crossed.
What they need, they need to get the licenses as well, for player names, all that kind of stuff. If they can get all of that, they would maybe have a shot. I think
it's licenses and it's game modes. So the thing about the FC games is that it spreads so vastly across people that play manager mode, they play
Ultimate
Pro Clubs,
Teams,
they play Ultimate Team. You need to be able to accommodate all of those players to convince enough of them to come over to your game. It's going to be such a hard thing to do, but I hope they pull it off for sure. Because if anyone needs a kick up the arse, it's fucking EA Sports at the moment, because they are resting on their laurels, I think.
And if anyone was going to do it, it would be 2K. So it'd be good to see what they, because their basketball games back in the day were meant to be amazing. I'm sure they're still good now, but I remember people saying even if you don't like basketball, the 2K games are great, and I think they did American football as well, so it'd be great to see their take on soccer.
Phil was just asking in the chat, any chance of UEFA doing a licensing deal? Would that... Because obviously all I hear about FIFA is that they're fucking wankers these days. Is that a thing among football fans, or is that just...
Yeah, no, everyone hates FIFA. Everyone hates FIFA.
Cool.
UEFA have problems as well, but when UEFA look like they're the good guys in the situation...
UEFA hate FIFA as well.
They've been quite open about it, haven't they?
But again, it's not really about FIFA. It's about getting the licenses that are relevant to... I could not give a shit if my football game has the World Cup in it or not. I do give a shit if they have all the club teams in it and they're all named properly in the kits and all that sort of stuff. That's what I care about.
Stadium names and
Having said that, the football games that I've played the most are Pro Clubs, which has none of that, and Rematch, which again has none of that. So maybe
I'm just seen the stuff that they've added for EAFC 27.
Yeah, they're running around.
Scanning.
It looks like PlayStation.
The open world stuff, yeah.
They got that. They've also got the face scanning as well. I don't know if you.
Yeah, the face
wow,
scanning.
that's
gonna be it's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
I saw somebody who done it, and it was like Vladimir Putin as a footballer.
Well, yeah, they're all AI sort of pissed. Like it's not actually been released yet, has it? So, but yeah. That's what people will be doing, uploading horrific stuff to that, because that's what people do. Right. Yep. Is that's it for the news?
That is it
cool.
for the news.
Let's get to what you've been playing. Where do we go? Do we start with Big Walk?
I think we do.
So we had a brief chat about it last week. Look, let's get this bit out of the way first. You spoke about the difficulties of playing this game and the, not restrictions, but it's an awkward game to play, right? Socially, as a 40-year-old man, it's really tough to play. So what happened with us was I started it with John, and then I started it with James, and then we decided, and then James started it with Matt, and then we decided, look, we all want to play this game, but we want to be consistent. So Matt wants James, I want John, so we said, right, let's just create a group, the four of us. And the idea is we don't play this game unless the four of us are playing it. We have not played it since setting up that group.
So frustrating.
It is frustrating. And I think it is harder because we're in August and everyone's away or going away and there's a lot going on. I think once John's back from holiday, it'll get a little bit better. But this is not a detriment to the game at all. Like this is like, when James, like it's not a situation where we're going, there's too many players, we haven't got enough people to fill the gaps, or we've got too many people and it's only a 3-man team. I don't react like that because this is what the game is set out for. The idea is that you've got a group of between 2 and 12 friends that play consistently, and you will get all the way through this. It's just one of those games where, unlike, say, at Helldivers, where you can go, you guys play it tonight, or Art Raiders, you guys play it tonight, and then tomorrow, if I can slip in, then I'll play, and then this is literally a game from start to finish that you want to play throughout. You want to discover things together. You want to work on the same puzzles, and all that sort of shit.
And it's fascinating because, as you say, so though you can have 2 to 12 players, you can set each session, you can set if the puzzles are designed for 2, 3, or 4 plus players, because there'll be, so if you set it to 4 plus and then you only had 2 players, there'll be puzzles you cannot do. Like it redesigns the puzzles.
Yes.
What I do find interesting is that there are things in the world that I won't spoil it. There are definitely systems and things set up in the world so that if you've got like 12 players, you could like go off in different groups and just and keep in touch with each other, or do things for each other that aid, transport, stuff like that. And that does sound quite funny, but because I'm a fucking puzzle twat, I don't want to miss out on any of them.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Like I get that. Like I wouldn't want. So how big is the group that you're playing with then, Sean?
So we're playing as a 4. And we've managed to be consistent then, right? Throughout. Like I've been really lucky in that regard. Otherwise, we talked about this 2 weeks ago after the show. I was saying like I was feeling awful because I was getting messages from people being like, "Hey, so we playing Big Walk then?" And I was like, "Oh, kind of already got my group, and if we start adding more people, it's going to get really weird because we're not all going to be able to make it." And so I'm lucky to have that group of 4 people. But also apologies to anyone I had to fob off. But yeah, so far it has worked, and it has been absolutely beautiful. I fucking loved it. We think we've nearly hit credits.
Oh wow!
I thought you would have finished it already by this time.
So would they say it's
but close.
10 to 12 hours, right?
Do you know? I'm not sure how many hours it's been. It's been like 4 sessions of sort of 2 to 3 hours each. So yeah, not hit credits yet. I don't think it's a spoiler to say. Pretty sure there's more to do afterwards.
Okay.
So I mean, we'll see. But
I keep hearing about the ending being amazing. I'm like, I need to fucking play this game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we will. But I think we've got to go into it, Matt. We've definitely got to go into it saying we can't put pressure on each other. If one of us can't make it, that's absolutely fine. And look, it just is what it is. But it is a game that we have to. The four of us have to commit to playing through it and start to finish. Because Sean, you're way further into it than we are, obviously. I fucking adored every second I played of this. And there is part of me that's absolutely gutted that I haven't played it more. But I think it's so important to stick with a group that we've just got to do that. I have fucking belly laughed playing it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really interesting. I love the fact that you can almost see the ideas being discussed in a room. Maybe the game's been out for a while. So if we could talk about a couple of the puzzles that really made us laugh, like right near the opening area.
Yeah, especially early on ones. It's like
the one that really made me laugh was when James and I went into a room and the room's got a huge clock on the side with 5 minutes on it.
Mate.
And you sit there and you look around going, I don't get it. So if you close the door, it starts counting down. But then what have we got to do before it hits 0? So, and then I turn around
Can I stop you? I would call this a spoiler, personally. Because we discovered this one quite late on, and it was one of my favourites.
Late on?
Yeah,
at the start. Isn't it?
No, we found this last night.
Yeah,
really?
Maybe that's partly because of the way that the whole thing's constructed, where it's like you can find things at any time, can't you? It's like it's not a linear.
Yeah, but that's like right near the. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. We won't spoil it. We've got to be able to talk about the game though.
Yeah.
There are so many puzzles in it that.
Well, no, you can talk about the intro, like as I was saying in the chat, you can talk about the intro.
But the intro area, is like so basic. That whole like the first 4 puzzles you do are just like they really are tutorial things. I would say every puzzle we've done after that has been like 10 times more interesting than the ones in that opening area. Sorry, Sean. Go on.
It's all right. I think what I love about it so much as a co-op puzzle game is that, with a couple of exceptions, there's one puzzle I thought was shit, like genuinely really bad. Not really sure how it made it into the game, but for the most part, there's like such a perfectly even split between turning up, looking around, talking through what you think the puzzle is, and then executing it. You're never stuck on any one of those segments. Like, it's always relatively straight. Like, so far we haven't been stuck. Basically, it's always just been like, right, show up, right, okay, we've got this, we've got these tiles. Oh, some of us can go here, but some of us have to go here. Oh, we can't hear this person now, so now we have to figure out a way to communicate with them, or whatever. And then just going into the doing bit of it and being like, fuck yes, we nailed it. Like, we figured it out. This is perfect. And there's just been it's just all been interesting and zero frustration in terms of the puzzles.
Yeah, totally.
And even the bits.
The shit one. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Was that wasn't the heavy ball one, was it?
No.
Okay, right.
I can say without spoiling it, it was just finding a bunch of shit and bringing it to one place.
Mm-hmm.
No actual puzzle, as far as I could. And I thought that was rubbish. But,
I thought it was the heavy. Have you done the heavy ball one?
No, I don't think we have.
Okay. We did that. That's not one of the first ones we did, wasn't it, James? But we'll talk about that. So let us know when you've done that. And then the other one, again, I'll talk around them rather than spoiling anything. The other one that really made me laugh, I didn't do this with you, James, but you might have done it with Matt. I did it with John. Was the one... Oh no, there's two. There's two that I want to mention. One of them we did do together, and I did with John, was the switches around the room, and you've got to somehow explain which switch.
Like Simon says, or whatever.
I was in bits during that because it's just the comedy of looking at each other, pointing and shaking your head and like nodding their head. That was really funny. The other one that we did, myself and John did, was you're on a platform and there's loads of telescopes, and they're pointed in different directions, and one of you has to go off and then create a shape out of your character while the other person's looking through the telescope. And when we did it, when John and I did it, I went out and he stayed at the platform to try and work out what to do. And I did 2, and I was like, fuck, I don't know where the third platform is now because it's so far away and I can't work it out. So I'd run all the way back. I got back up, and John was like, what the fuck are you doing back here? I was like, I forgot where I had to go next, so let's...
That's what I look like, those puzzles where, like, it's almost, like, it's not a heist game, but it's almost the thrill of a heist where it's like, you all talk through what you're going to do, and then the puzzle will send you... You know, you could just be like on the other side of a wall, but you don't know what the other person's doing. Or like say, there's ones where you have to travel quite a bit, and you're just on your own, and you're just like, I just have to take it on faith that everyone's going to do their bit and line things up for me to do my bit, and it's all going to work. And it's such a good feeling. Like
I was holding the shape up for ages, going, I don't know if he's seen this.
I
don't even know if he's seen this, but hopefully he has, and then I'll move on to the next one. It was. And that was it. And then what was so amazing about that one is that when you complete a puzzle, there's that sort of like confetti goes in the air and it makes that noise or whatever. It was so funny holding the last pose and then seeing the confetti go in the air ages away. I was like, this is just fucking beautiful. Like, I don't know where I sit on the night and day cycle thing.
Yeah, well, we tried it out last week. I was like, well, there's no benefit other than there's nothing other than it just annoying you, right? I mean,
agreed. Well, no, however, we did have the funniest moment where I fell off a cliff, dropped one of the red dolls, and we lost each other for ages. And it was fucking hilarious just watching a little light flashing in the near distance. And I'm going, that's James over there trying to find me, which is fine. But now do I go to him or does he go to, like, has he seen me flashing my light? What the fuck what do we do now? Like, that stuff's really funny.
Me and Matt the thing is, that's the other thing. If you're only playing with 2 people, it's quite easy to get lost as well.
Because
you can lose the other person.
Cuts off really quick as well, doesn't it? It feels like you're really close and suddenly you can't hear each other, which obviously is a key part of it. But
there was a bit where me and Matt did. This is not a spoiler at all. This is just like what happened was where we were both on top of this like massive rock, and then I was like, "Should we go over there?" And then Matt was like, and then I didn't. This is my fault. I didn't wait for Matt to say yes, and I just jumped off. And like went towards it, but then I forgot he was holding one of those like the pots or whatever it is they are, and I was like, he can't jump off. And I looked round and I was like, where's Matt gone? Like he was not on top of the rock anymore. And then we spent probably about 5 minutes trying to find each other.
Well, yeah, because at that point, then it suddenly basically got dark, and we're like, okay. So I went to one of these places we talked about, looked around, couldn't find you. Went to the other one, and I was like, okay. James mentioned earlier about David getting lost. I'm just going to flash my light until I saw you, and then I think you saw my flashing light on the
I love how.
I honestly think that stuff is there for mayhem, right? It's
it does add a drama because I could have easily like WhatsApped him, but I was like, no, it's much better to like try and work it out in game. I don't know how long we would have lasted trying to find each other in game, but it worked out, and it's really funny.
It's so cool how like so when when like you return to the starting area and you open a door and spoilers, it's just a bit of a shortcut to going outside again, and there's like. And suddenly you're like, oh, there's like a little radio and these boards that you can write stuff on. And you kind of think, well, don't really know what that's for, but whatever. And then the following session, one of us was like, oh, I'm going to be like 15 minutes late. So we're like, okay. So we're grabbing the boards and we're like, right, Gary, we have gone to, this bit on the island. We've got a laser pointer. Give us a shout on the radio when you arrive and then we'll signal you. And it's like, God, it's genius. It's so good.
That is good. I did wonder what that was all about. Like, John and I have just written abuse towards each other on it. That's what we use. We forget about it, then load up the game again and go, oh yeah, we don't particularly like each other. But look, I know that I love this game. I know that I cannot wait to play more of it. Not the restrictions, but the way you're supposed to play this game is really holding me back at the moment. It's killing me.
Yeah,
I think it just stings a bit because from the trailers and stuff, I think we all thought this was going to be just a bit of a fuck about, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's something, I would say, better than that, but there is a cost to that in the, as I say, there's this sort of rigidity into sort of how you approach it. I mean, I say that Ben, friend of the show, I believe has been running sessions, like I'm putting it out on the Discord and stuff, and sort of people are sort of coming and going, and they're just accepting that they haven't got the time to commit to a proper group, so they're happy to just sort of dip in and out and play a bit and enjoy it. And if that's all you want out of it, I think that's absolutely fine. Obviously, I'm not saying there's like a proper way to do it, but I've adored playing it as a constant for and being able to see every bit of it and discovering things all at the same time. Like you could join a session and people have unlocked stuff that you don't unlock until hour 8 or whatever, and just be like, oh right, okay, so I assume that's just part of the game. It's like, no, that took us ages to unlock, and it was really cool when we did it. And so it's tough. But yeah.
I'm super excited to play more of that game. I'm sure we'll be talking about that throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, do you want to go through your games next, please?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a few because it's been a couple of weeks. I've been playing a bit of Offbeat, which is in early access on Steam. This is a game where you are running a shitty little music studio. You start out by you're like in your room and you get a text off your uncle saying, I want a new ringtone for my phone. Can you compose me one? So you do. And then you start getting like letters from people saying, hey man, I heard your uncle's ringtone. It's sick. Can you write a jingle for my radio station? It's quite a funny game. And yeah, you have this sequencer, and you have this like shitty keyboard that's like it looks like a cat and it makes meow noises, and you plug it into the sequencer and so you do this ringtone, and then like you get 10 quid, and then you look at this these like ads and you're like, oh right, I could buy this this garden gnome that makes noises as well. I'll buy that, and then you plug that into the sequencer as well, and you're just building up your little arsenal of noise making machines and doing little jingles and songs for people. And it's fun because it's not really like, it can't judge if the songs are good or not, right? But they'll have like a requirement. Like someone's like, oh, I need like a jingle for a spooky podcast, so it needs to have like it needs to have a synth that sounds like someone going ooh, right there. So you got to figure out how to do that with your synthesizers. And what's really cool is, as well as buying like more synths or more audio kit, you can also like pay someone to modify the kit you already have. Now, so when I was at university, I knew a guy called Kieran who was really into what they call circuit bending, where you basically get like a shitty like old kid's keyboard or whatever. You just open it up and you go, right, what happens if I attach like a potentiometer between these two bits on the circuit board and then twizzle it around and see what happens, right? And they do stuff like that and they get weird noises. And basically, it's doing that. So you'll pay someone, oh yeah, modify my cat synthesizer, and then they'll just have clearly smashed 2 holes in it, and there's these 2 new switches that do new things. It's just really good fun. As I say, it's early access at the moment, so I've done my usual. Like I've played it for an hour and gone, yeah, this seems really cool. I will now wait for version 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Offbeat on Steam seems really cool.
I love. How would you describe that graphical style?
I mean,
I love it. I love how it looks, but
yeah, it's sort of pretty. I don't know. It's not really. Is it like? Would you say it's retro 2D art? It's sort of.
It reminds you of Habbo Hotel.
Yes, yeah. There's definitely Habbo Hotel.
Yeah, it's sort of early noughties sort of PC graphics, isn't it? Which I think is on purpose. I think that's sort of when it's supposed to be set. So yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've also been playing ReStory : Chill Electronics Repairs. This is a game. I think this has done gangbusters on Steam.
You're the best, Sean. You're the fucking best.
Yeah, I saw this is on Hot UK Deals as a deal at the moment as well. I heard.
Oh yeah, it's like 8 quid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a game where you're running like a little sort of electronics repair shop. For some of our younger listeners, it used to be when you bought something and something went wrong, you could like open it up and repair it.
Don't just chuck it in the ocean, mate.
Yeah.
Don't just try.
So it's very similar to I don't know if you remember. Speaking of Apple Arcade, Assemble with Care.
Yes, I really enjoyed that.
I really liked it. Similar vibes to that in the, but this is more. like you are like managing the shop, right? So Assemble with Care was very much like, right, here's level 1, it's a cassette tape player, right? You've done that. Here's a bit of story. Now here's another device, and you just do them sort of one by one. Whereas this is like, right, someone sent you this Nokia 3210, it's fucked. You open it up and you're like, right, the speaker in it's busted or whatever. So where do I get a speaker from? So then you have to like, you go on this website and you find other people who are selling other broken Nokia 3210s. It's called something else. It's called like a Pocky or something. But it's clearly a Nokia. And and then you'll buy some more busted ones and then like scavenge the parts from them. So you sort of, but then equally you might have one that you're supposed to repair, but then you end up using other bits, and then you're building your inventory of spare bits as you go. It's hard to explain, but it's really good. Like people come to your shop and they're like, right, I need you to repair this. Here's a Tamagotchi. It doesn't work. I dropped it in the swimming pool or something or whatever. But then also you go on your computer and you just look at, like, people just send you emails saying, oh, can you fix this for me? So they're kind of like your side quest. You can just sort of, if you've got nothing to do at any point, you can just like email them and then they get delivered to you. And so it's just this constant repairing the thing in front of you whilst also thinking about your inventory of spare parts at the same time. So you're cannibalizing bits from some things and then putting them in your spare kit box. And then so that the next time something broken comes in, go on, James.
No, I'm just thinking you're repairing something. You're like, it doesn't really need all these screws. Like, I could just have a couple
that's
of those.
The only thing, and it's not a complaint, but so like it's quite satisfying just lifting the bits off, right, and clicking everything apart and putting everything back together. But that is often punctuated by there are like screws that you have to click and hold on, and then it like screws them in. I don't really enjoy that, and the devs don't either, because you can, as you go through the game, you buy tools that make that go quicker.
Yeah.
So it's like it's obviously put there as a bit of friction that you then sort of gets less and less.
That's such a massive thing at the moment. There's so many people using that trick. I don't know if you've seen that. You've seen that Reorganize the Library, the Magic Library game.
No, I haven't.
And then there's also one where you clear up leaves in like a school or something, and it really is just like, here's this really, really annoying mechanic, and then eventually it will be, okay, here's a way to speed that really annoying mechanic up, and get rid of it and mitigate it. So it's definitely a thing to put annoying things into games initially to sort of give you a reward to design that out. Yeah.
I suppose there's an argument that it could be something that is like initially satisfying, but then you start to get fed up of doing it, and then that's when you unlock the thing that takes it away, I guess. But yeah, in this instance, it's clicking on screws. Not really my sort of thing, but yeah, overall really enjoyable. And it's just cool how like initially, so when you're assembling, disassembling like a Motorola Razr, right? And initially you're just like fucking like looking at, there's like a little checklist of the order that you disassemble it in, and you're like figuring it out and then putting it back together. You're like, right, fucking hang on. So is it the speaker or is it the battery? I know it's the speaker first, then the battery, then these. And then once you've done like 3 or 4 of them, you're just smashing it, right? You just do it. You don't even need the list anymore. It's like, right,
because the order goes together.
Ben just mentioned in the chat there have been some generative AI claims. I was not aware, so don't shout at me in the comments. I've not looked
don't
play
it. Yeah, actually don't bother.
Asha, what someone said, I hate it. It's rubbish, actually.
It's actually mad. I've just realised. Sorry, James, you're going to say something.
It's got licensed Atari consoles in it as well.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got like Atari's 2600, I think. And like, and you can do like the joysticks as well. You take them apart. What's really cool is like, so I had a Motorola Razr, and mine was fucked, and I had to open it up at one point. And I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all accurate, like as far as I remember.
When Sean says he had a Motorola Razr, he means one like last week.
Yeah.
He was
hashtag dumb phone. But yeah, so like as far as I can tell, they have actually got hold of these devices, taken them apart, and then done. Obviously, they've simplified it, but basically the structure of it is correct. It seems. So that's cool. Yeah,
are you playing really Steam Deck?
You what? Sorry. Oh, I haven't played it on the deck. No, I've played this. It is, I would say, very keyboard and mouse.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at it, I was watching the trailer now. I was like, I wonder if this will work on a touchscreen with you like flipping the parts and zooming in and out. Yeah. I don't know if it works that way on Steam Deck, but I was like, this could be that could work really well on like a touchscreen device. I think, but maybe if it is a bit too fiddly.
Because I'm looking at it, yeah, it looks a little bit too fiddly, right? And it looks like you really want to be quick with your, and accurate with your pointing. So
Yeah.
I can imagine like turning the objects around, zooming in, moving, moving with fingers. I don't know, but maybe not.
So this would likely not work on console, would it? Like in terms of using a controller.
The way it's currently set. I mean, yeah, unless it was just obviously a cursor controlled by the stick,
really does
which is
look
never.
Like, maybe you can use the mouse mode on your Switch too.
It's great. Everyone's doing it.
Why are you laughing? Okay, cool. What else you got for us?
Last one. Because of all the chat around Final Fantasy VII remakes and everything, and there was a mention of Final Fantasy VI a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying to Dave, there's the twist in the plot is really cool, and I was like, yeah, actually, I could go for a cheeky playthrough of Final Fantasy VI, because it's been about 20 years since I last played. Like I've never finished it. I got very far through it a couple of times, but never actually finished it. So, thought I'd give that a go. I would say it has aged badly. Certainly the opening hours. I mean, well, because what's mad is the initial intro like sets it up so well. Like the soundtrack's gorgeous. It does that. They make beautiful set piece with the 3 mechs like walking across that tundra. And like all that stuff is so good, and then it just feels like it immediately just shits it up the wall with like supposed comedy bits, and you meet King Edgar, who's like a womanizer, and it's just a bit creepy and weird, and you hardly do like all the fights are just like, yeah, just keep pressing attack, just attack. Okay, you won, well done, move on. It's just got old JRPG vibes about it. It's a lot of things that we know not to do now. I think a remake would be a really interesting prospect. Because
I was going to ask, are you not playing the Pixel remaster? Is that the one you're playing?
No, I'm playing the original SNES version. Okay. I mean, again, and I gather that some of the issues, like issues I got with the writing and stuff, I believe the localization is partly to do with that. I think there have been like fan translations that are supposed to be superior. But as it stands, and bearing in mind, like I revisited Super Metroid, loved it. Chrono Trigger, loved it. This is not up there. At least the initial few hours aren't. Maybe it improves a lot, but I don't know. So yeah, don't play Final Fantasy VI if you were considering it.
Yeah,
I was actually considering it at some point because I've heard good things about it. Like everyone always says, it's like one of the best. Like in the series.
This is why I was so shocked. Maybe it improves a lot. It does that bit like really early on. It does that thing that old JRPGs used to love to do, where it's like, right, you're in a castle now, and there's like one person you need to talk to in order to progress. But we're not going to tell you who it is, and we're not going to tell you where they are. Like, and you just got to roam around this entire fucking castle, and it's like, there's this one person, this one bedroom. We will give you a bit of exposition, and then the story moves on. I hate that shit. But
because I know that like the Pixel remasters or whatever they've done, they've like added loads of things to like speed things up and
really. Well, that's interesting. Then maybe I should check that out. Maybe that's the way to do it in 2026. But
yeah, I think they it's like you can speed up the combat. I think you can change how much experience you get. There's all sorts of stuff, and it's like I've always found that really interesting because it's like it's not even a tacit like sort of. Admission that actually that stuff was never fun. Grind.
Exactly.
It's just like it just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But
well, go on, James. We might as well stick on Final Fantasy. You've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth down. How are you getting on with that?
Yeah, so I've been playing this. I'm now up to chapter 9 of this, which is I think about halfway through. I think of the thing I've just got out of the Golden Saucer. And
that section was amazing. Looking wise,
yeah. It looked good. I didn't really enjoy that section that much because that's when that fucking cat gets reintroduced.
Yeah, the cat's out there,
and the voice acting on that, the voice acting on that cat is, I don't think, great.
Yeah,
it adds to more cringe, I think.
What? Who did you take up the Ferris wheel?
Earth. Yeah, that was the choice. I was good.
What is the matter with you two? What is this?
Nothing.
What is this?
Nothing.
Who did you take on the Ferris wheel? Arif. Yep.
I mean, we've been sharing screenshots, David. So of like various points
Jesus,
in the game.
what?
So,
You guys are in your 40s, you fucking weirdos.
No, like talk about battle strategies and summons. And
yeah, it's all stuff like that.
Alright.
It's it's been really good.
just great material.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is a cracking joke, Matt. That was very good. I'm impressed. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, as I said, I've been playing it for quite a long time. I've had like loads of time, like over the weekend. So I've just been sitting there all day and just just playing it basically. And I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, I'm enjoying it much more than I enjoyed Remake. Like,
that is insane. But
it's not insane.
No, but are you still doing every kind of side thing?
Yeah.
Even in Costa del Sol, where there's like 16,000 mini games and
I love the fact that there's a place in this game called Costa del Sol. Hey, let's go down the old Costa del Sol, shall we?
No, but the way that it introduces that's over multiple chapters. It's not like in like one chapter. It's like loads of them. It's like it gradually opens up all of those. It's not that many.
I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
It is overstuffed. Like it really is overstuffed with. There's too many things to do, and that's one of the reasons why it is overstuffed. But there's one of the reasons why I didn't like
episode
the Golden Saucer section so much. And that was because it's like it forces you to just have to do mini games, and I don't really like mini games in this game very much. I find them irritating. Although I will have to say I kind of got a little bit into the card game.
Yeah,
and,
here we go.
It's the first time in a game that I've played like a card game, and I hated it to start with, and then I started getting into it, and then I'm like, actually, this is quite simple.
It gets its hooks in you.
And
are you buying all the cards you see when you go around to the various places?
Yeah, I'm buying card packs, and I've been playing cards, and I've been kind of enjoying that as well. I
see it's fine, but I will not hear any more criticism of card games ever again.
This is a good one, Sean. Anyway. But no, the other thing about it is the reason I'm enjoying this more than I enjoyed Remake is because, as I said, the first half of Remake I thought was great. I thought it was really good, really interesting. The reason I'm enjoying this more is because I'm enjoying the fact that there's significantly more variety in the regions you're going to, the areas that you're dealing with. But I also think that the character arcs in this are more well realised than they are in Remake. Like you get a lot more time with each character, and you see how they develop. The stuff with Barrett, I think, has been fantastic. I really thought it was quite moving
got a great story.
and really well put together. And I thought it was really, really well done. And there's a lot there. There is far too much to do, like in this game. But you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I do because I'm sick with these things, so I am doing all the stuff. But I'm enjoying it, and I will finish this at some point. I mean, to the point where I got up on Saturday morning and I was actively like, I'm going to sit down and play this now. I'm looking forward to playing it. And
good. I'm glad.
I don't know why.
You're trying to convince yourself.
No, not trying to convince myself. I mean, as I said, there are still things that I find irritating about it. There are jarring, like, tonal shifts that happen quite frequently, which is a bit
What do you think of that guy in Costa del Sol who's like the one that's kind of in charge of the owner?
Yeah, he's a bit annoying.
Yeah, he's very annoying. Yeah, I want to punch him.
A bit annoying. And it's funny because like there's a lot of that sort of stuff in like Yakuza games as well. Like
I'm playing much many Yakuza, but it just felt kind of Yakuza having not even played many of them games. It felt the stuff of the vibe I've got.
It's the wacky side of the Yakuza.
Wacky
stuff,
for sure, yeah.
Which I can get on board with. It's okay, but I really play those games for the main story. And with this though, I don't like the way sometimes these things jump out, particularly that cat. I find the cat really annoying, honestly. It's I just find it really annoying, and it just doesn't. I don't think it fits at all. Still, with the aesthetic of the rest of the world.
I don't think it did in the original either. Really,
probably not. I don't know.
A weird inclusion, but yeah.
But overall, though, really enjoying it. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it, like so far. But it's probably because I've got the time at the moment to not care. Like in the sense of like I can just sit down here and I can just get lost in this world.
Yeah,
and I'm not under time pressure.
But I find that wild because there are other games
Yeah,
I know there are,
it's
but
like
this is good.
like me replaying Starfield, James. I could do something better with my time.
No, it's true, but then I know, but I'm enjoying this because I'm enjoying the
Yeah.
story. So
Yeah,
I don't see what's wrong with that. Like this is, I'm
Alright,
not forcing, I'm
defensive
not
fucking
forcing
weird.
myself to play this. Like put it
Yeah.
that way. Like I'm
You're
really
actually
not.
looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
no,
it.
I think it's fine to. Yeah, because when you say, "Oh well, if I didn't have this free time, then I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much," that sounds like you're saying, "Well, it is actually bad. It's just that I've got the time." Whereas actually, no, I think it's fine to enjoy the fact that you do have the time for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different experience because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like if I only had like a couple of hours, like a night or whatever like that, the end of the evening to like play this, I think this would be murder to get through. Because of the fact that it's
you need like big old meaty chunks of sessions for this because it's just
because you need to sit there for you need a long period of time to like get to to play through. I think and appreciate aspects of it. If you're trying to just get through it, I think that'd be hard because there's so much there.
Okay, cool. Final Fantasy section over. That's what was the last game on your list, James?
I got Mario Galaxy 2 because I've been playing that. I have also played a bit more of Halo Campaign Evolved because I've been playing that with friend of the show, Sean LeBode, like last week, and it's still enjoying that. Although weird technical stuff in that game, like we experienced when we were playing. We got.
You're playing on PlayStation, right?
Yeah. We got up to. I think it's. Like you do, it's after Truth and Reconciliation. I've forgotten what the mission is after that, and it's where it's like more open and there's like banshees flying around and stuff, and we were getting weird like visual effects with that, like in the sense that like
Really?
the when the like they fire like the plasma turrets like fire at you, and it was like they were like firing this like really weird sort of like I don't know how to explain it. It was just like really slow.
Yeah, you're talking. You forgot. I just needed to double check just in case. You're talking about the Silent Cartographer, like the most famous. That's the one after the Truth and Reconciliation.
No, not Silent Cartographer. This is the one that's in. I think it is in the snow. I think it's not Silent Cartographer. I don't think.
Assault on the Control Room.
Maybe it's Assault on the Control Room. I think it's Assault on the Control Room we were doing. It's the one that's just before the library stuff that you.
Oh no, so that's 343 Guilty Spark apparently.
Yeah, and it's like the plasma fire was like moving really weird, like really sort of stuttery and odd, and but there's a patch out this week apparently, so that's gonna maybe fix some stuff.
Yeah, I haven't played much more of it. For whatever reason, Harry's been a little bit like, nah, I don't really want to play at the moment. So I haven't got further into it. I have also got it on PS5 now. I'm interested to find out what the what that feels like to play, just to see what it's like booting up Halo on a PlayStation like that. It's still wild to me.
Yeah.
But I'm very much looking forward to getting back to that at some point. It's just, there's still part of me that kind of thinks they should have done the multiplayer alongside it, like as a package.
Oh. For sure, yeah. I think that's been a massive issue with it.
That it's just the campaign. And it does feel like something maybe they should have knocked up as a test rather than released as a full product. But bizarre. Yeah, okay. But yeah, you were going to talk about Mario Galaxy 2 and then you went off on a Halo tangent.
That's true. But yeah, I've been playing Mario Galaxy 2 because I got this, I think last year, I think it was when I got this. And I wanted to go through the first Galaxy again first, which I did a while ago, and then I've been sort of putting off playing this because I kind of felt like I'm done with like Mario Galaxy now for a bit. And then so I put it on the other day and got completely sucked in to it. I mean, I'm only probably just over halfway through. I've got like 60 stars, for this, and I think this is for me this is a better game than the first one. Like I really think it is. And the reason
that's the consensus, right? Most people say that the second one's better than the first, don't they?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there's some people that really like the first because it has all like the sort of the story aspects and all that. I couldn't care less about that. And for this, what I like about it is how streamlined this is. Like in the sense that you have a world map again, and you're just basically just going from level to level to level, or world to world. And I much prefer that. It's it's much sort of, but I mean it still looks lovely and it's just really fun. And I think the difference between this and the original Mario Galaxy is that this one feels like there is a lot more variety in terms of worlds. and there's a lot less sort of like going back to the same world and doing like tons of stars in one location. With this one, they really sort of felt like they mastered that whole thing of like, here's a new idea, have a lot of fun with this one, now move on. Like, and they've always done that, but it feels like they really nailed that in this one. It's like, every single level I've gone through has been like just superb, like really, really like top tier. And and also I think the fact that I'm playing it on Switch, it's like I can just dip in and out like whenever I want to play it, and it feels really perfect for that as well. Like, because each level is only like about 4 or 5 minutes long or whatever, you could just go through. And like the addition of Yoshi, I mean, it's a bit problematic, I think, on the Switch, because it's different to the way it worked on the Wii. Because obviously with the Wii you had like the pointer controller, and it was a lot easier to because the it wasn't quite 1-to-1, but it was still better than the motion controls on the Switch, and so that's still a bit of an issue with this. But it's workable. It works, but it still doesn't feel completely right. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. It's one of those games where I'm just like, every time I start playing it, I'm just like, oh, this is just fun. It's just really fun and like really well put together. And I was watching a video the other day where they were talking about how you could see the seeds of Odyssey in this, whereby I know that after you get 120 stars, you have to then go back and do like the green stars if you want to like 100% the whole thing. And the green stars, they're just like sort of not randomly, but they're sort of hidden within the worlds that you've already gone through. And it's similar to how it was with like the moon bits in Odyssey, where it's like you just find them like all over the place, and it feels like this is like the dawn of that, of what became Odyssey. But no, it's fantastic. It's really good, and
I've wanted to play it, but I do want it to be on sale because it is still £30 or whatever.
Yeah, it's £30. Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be on sale. You know what Nintendo will like.
Yeah.
I know. But it's very, very good, and it's one of those things where it's like there's not a lot coming out on Switch 2 at the moment, really. But this is like something, stuff like this. It's like, but I can play this, and it's great, and and I'm really happy about that. I mean, I bought it. I think I bought it as a birthday present to myself last year. So that's how long ago it was that I played it, and that I bought it. But it's superb. It's really hasn't aged, I don't think. Like,
I still want to play this. I love the first one so much, but I think I must have sold my Wii or not bothered by the time this one came around. But still.
Yeah, I was saying I've played like an hour of this, and straight away was like, "Fucking hell, this is amazing!" And then just never. I got it on I played it on the Wii U.
Connoisseur's choice.
Great console. Anyone fussed about because Mario Sunshine has landed on the Switch Online thing? I wasn't going to put it on the list. Yes. Now we're talking Mario. I've played about an hour of it.
Did you not get 3D All Stars?
No.
Yeah, see, we played it on 3D All Stars, and I'm assuming it's not is it the widescreen version?
No, it's just the GameCube version.
Yeah, so 3D All, that's so bizarre, isn't it? That they've released. Yep. Yeah, and so the I played it. Yeah, it just reminded me just how bad that game is.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is. It's
I love the way it looks. I really like the way it looks, and but yeah, there's the water spraying shit.
Yeah, I was a massive defender of that game at the time because I had a GameCube, and I was like, "No, this is great." And then I went back and played it when the 3D All Stars come out, and I was like, "This isn't fun.
No.
Like, it's just not fun to play."
No.
I mean,
when you
Mario
get,
64...
when you get to that level, the water level, James, in Sunshine, it's like there's crates everywhere, and it's quite early on. It's like the 3rd or 4th level you unlock. That's when you go, fucking hell, this is really, really, this is a real, shit game.
I mean, like Mario 64, I would say hasn't aged particularly well, unless you're playing it with like a N64 controller or whatever like that. If you're trying to play it, with, like,
I think Mario 64 held on for a long time, but then like maybe sort of the last 5 years. Now it's like, this is now really showing its age, which is fine.
But if I had to choose between the two to play, I'd rather play Mario 64 again than Sunshine.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just a little thing like the water jetpack thing. So you press X to switch between spraying it and using it as like a jetpack.
Yeah.
Why can't you just press jump again in the air to make it do the jetpack?
Yeah.
It's so annoying. But
yeah.
That's not a great one. It really isn't.
It is not a great.
Also, I
one.
didn't
That's what
realize
you've been
Mario's a
playing,
criminal in it as well. That was that was
yeah.
a surprise.
Yeah. The whole cutscene at the start was fucking weird, wasn't it? Okay, right. That's what you've been playing. Let me go through mine. I haven't got too much more to add. I've spoken about these games at length in the past. Splatoon Raiders. I'm still fucking playing that game. I can't stop playing it. I've got all the collectibles. I've not done everything on Super Spicy, but I'm not far off doing that. I am now focused on helping the Splatoon community and joining people's games and helping them finish levels that they're clearly struggling with. There's one thing that's really fucking annoying about that is that, so it's got this thing where you're allowed to, once every so often, if you're really stuck on a level, you can call for help, and two other people come and join you, and you finish the level with them, and it's as if you've done it on your own, right? Like, it gives you all the rewards or whatever, but I think you have to then do a couple of levels on your own before you're allowed to call for people again. There's
There's like a timer
some rule
stuff,
behind it.
Yeah.
But you can join other people's games as much as you want. You just go and then you press the it really annoys me that people are calling people in to do the race levels where you need to get to the end.
Because other people are no help.
Yeah, yeah. It makes it's so all they're doing is like, I can't be bothered to do this. Can someone do this for me?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I should have the option to go. No, I'm in this for a ruck. I want a ruck. I don't want to race to the end of this level because I've done it 8 times and it's boring.
And usually those levels require like a specific build, which you're not going to have because you didn't know you were doing that level. So
yeah.
I think the reason they do that is because it's like, it would be kind of against the spirit of the community thing, wouldn't it? If you could pick and choose what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's like with this. It's
no,
like...
I mean, if they'd have just made those levels so that you can't call for help, that would make more sense to me, because it's got literally nothing to do with power. It's all about, you need to learn. The whole point in those levels that you need to learn the items, the gadgets, and they're going, you can use people to. You don't have to use them. Just let someone else do it for you. It's really fucking annoying. I did one of them, and I've got a build for speed runs basically for those levels, and so I switched to that speed. I fucking smashed it, and I looked back, and the other two were just standing at the start of the map, waiting for me to finish it off. And it was like, oh, come on!
So at least look like you're trying.
At least try.
Yeah. At least pretend. It's like when Matt beat Ornstein and Smo.
Oh, fuck off. I tried. I gave it two streams worth. I fucking tried for 4 hours. Believe me, I tried.
But I will say that game is fucking incredible. I don't know how to power up anymore. Like, I've fully upgraded my tanks. Like, they're done. Everything, you can't, like, leveling up those level up points. I've got nothing to spend on anymore. I'm adding pits to my gun, but it's not making big like strides like the other stuff was. So I'm kind of like, I don't know how to make myself more powerful, and I'm nowhere near completing the 100 sub level challenge at the end. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it'd be interesting to see if I can work out a way of making myself even more powerful. Brilliant game, absolutely brilliant game. I love it. Last one I've got to talk about is PowerWash Simulator 2, because I had the wonderful moment of I in fact, actually, I saw Ellie Gibson was streaming, and I joined her stream and watched her for a bit. And obviously, there's a big PowerWash Sim fan base out there that follows Ellie. And they went, "Oh, have you done the Star Wars DLC yet for PowerWash Simulator 2?" And I went, "Oh, what?" So I booted up the game and saw that there was Adventure Time DLC, Star Wars DLC, and some of their new sort of Muckingham Trials type things. And I'm like, brilliant, here's hundreds of hours worth of PowerWash Simulator that I can. So I'm currently going through the Star Wars DLC. I have done the Cortina. There wasn't a bullet hole in the wall where Han sits. Also, there was part of me, right, that, all right, Han Solo never wore a hat, did he?
No.
I
don't remember wearing a hat.
So in one of the bays in the cantina, there was a blaster on a table, and I was like, "Oh, there's Han Solo's blaster," and next to it looked like Indiana Jones's hat.
One game, baby.
Have they got? Did they? What was the thought process there? And then I thought, if I was working on these, I would 100% be doing stuff like that. Like there would be a Star Trek reference in one of the levels. There would be like I'd intentionally get stuff wrong constantly.
Is it just like loads of Harrison Ford things? So it'll be like the little unicorn from Blade Runner as well. And
yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That one from the Shrinking, the Apple TV series. It's just him just going, "Oh, I'm grumpy, shrink." I love the idea of bringing out Star Wars DLC and it all being like wrong against the law of
just
like
some Star Trek stuff in as well. Just
yeah. People love
like
that.
having sort of like Palpatine was here in a level that didn't exist before. He's like from the Old Republic or something. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd love to have like loads of shit. I've got a feeling that I've got a feeling that the Disney would not allow that, which is a shame because that really made me laugh. So I'm just working through that and playing. I over the weekend I stuck Gaming Views podcast on both headphones, feet up, and just sat and washed down part of a Death Star, and I fucking loved it. Not Death Star.
What a time to be alive!
What's the big ship?
Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer. Yeah, that's in it. There's probably a Death.
What's it like having two friends who know the answer to that question, David?
I don't think that's I think that's normal, isn't it? Most people have got two Star Wars friends, and
I think it's normal for men in their early 40s.
Which variant Star Destroyer is it though? Is it an interdictor class or?
Yeah, good question.
No Scientologists. There's still no Only Fools and Horses. I just want to wash Grandad, and it's annoying that has seemed to be brushed away. However, I do think I was thinking, what potential ones are they going to do next? I'm going to go out on a limb and say by the end of the year there'll be a Simpsons one. What about that?
Ooh.
I'm almost certain there'll be a Simpsons one.
They're all over Fortnite still. Have you seen the new Fortnite stuff that's launching this year?
Yes, it looks absolutely wild. It's like every video game ever, isn't it?
Yep, and there's a big old Sonic bit of the map.
Oh, is it? It's like Ready Player One, is it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. No, I remember Pac-Man.
Hold on. When does that come out?
Is that this week? I think it's like Wednesday. Is it? Yeah, Wednesday.
Surely that's Outstream. Discovering that together.
Oh, could be, yeah.
I mean, I know we've done Fortnite before.
We've done it a lot, yeah.
A lot. We only did it one night, Matt. It's fine.
Really?
It's fine. Yeah. We
only
did
one?
It
okay. And then, like the key art for it looks mad. It's just got like all the video game characters. I think Pac-Man's in it.
And controversially, a character from, well, it's not from Roblox, but it's from a game that became famous in Roblox. And then so everyone's like, oh, there's Roblox stuff in Fortnite. It's like, no, not really. That's not how it works.
Sean just in the Reddit kicking off with 12-year-olds. Shut up.
Yeah, look at the thing there. It's got Blanca, it's got Pac-Man, it's got Spyro, it's got Crash, Lara Croft, guys from Street Fighter.
Kombat people.
What the fucking hell is this game? Hey, Master Chief's in there. I think he's been in before, isn't he? But
yeah.
Sonic, obviously.
That's what makes me laugh, is because Isaac only knows Halo stuff from Fortnite. He doesn't know it's Master Chief. You just go, oh, it's the UNSC Spartan.
All right.
Oh, the stars are here. So that's what I've been playing. Matt, what have you? Oh my God, I've just seen the name of the two games you've written down. Fucking hell. You really are becoming a type, aren't you? A gaming type.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're two detective games, but Incident at Galley House, I spoke about last week. Just been playing more of that. I'm still really enjoying that. But the other thing I'm playing this week is the demo of the Granny Detective Company. It's another detective game. Now, Sean, right, I've got a question for you. We saw a trailer for, it must be the PC Gaming Show, or maybe it is Day of the Devs, about a detective game. And if you watch the trailer, is it this or is it something else?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I'm like, in my mind, that trailer had like a kitchen. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm playing the Grand Detective Company, and I really want to know if it's the same one. This game, it's just a demo. The game's out in 2027. But basically, you play the role of a granny who likes looking out of her window, using a camera and spying on the people opposite.
Matt, can I just ask a question, right? Is this the Granny Detective Society?
Oh, sorry, yeah, what did I say? Company. Yeah,
And
society,
like,
that's one, yeah.
Yeah,
and
Phil's
also
just
the
posted
Granny.
Better change that.
The Granny's a mouse as well.
Yeah, and also I should point out that this was the official demo trailer was released on the Thinky Direct 2020.
Yeah, so I saw that. I was like, well, we didn't watch the Thinky Direct, but anyway, yes.
They're a good. I hate the name, but they're a cool bunch of people. Well, no, cool's probably not the word. But yeah, they
really kicking one
they post loads of stuff about interesting puzzle games and stuff. So hang on, did we get this far into the discussion without mentioning that it was a mouse? The Granny's a mouse.
I did. No, I just.
No, sorry, I know James. Sorry, but Matt, you just talked about it being a granny. No mention of the mouse until James mentioned.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're only like 30 seconds in, but yeah.
Everyone's
an animal.
Scenario, yeah.
Everyone's an animal.
Yes, another animal detective game. Do you remember I did that whole series of streams on animal detective games?
It's always got to be about you, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, you could have had.
This.
Ben says the game I'm thinking about is Apple Crumble. Thank you, Ben. I was going mad. Apple Crumble. That's the one I'm thinking about. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
The
Mark,
artwork's really similar. Okay, right.
Yeah, is it any good, Matt, or what? What are we doing?
It's okay. Anyway, yeah. So you're a mouse that looks out the window to spawn things. But basically, you as you're viewing the people over the road, you're trying to determine who they are, what their name is, what their job is, and also solve a crime that you've witnessed. There's no kind of there's no voices in the game, but you see the people over the road, like in the demo, in the prologue, I think it is. You watch the scene and you see like a timeline. You can go scrub left, forward and back. The whole scene might last, like 3 minutes. And I mean, I'll just talk about the demo, right? If I say I'm not going to spoil this, it'd be pretty mad because I'd not be able to say
I think
much,
you can talk about everything that's in the demo. Yeah,
I don't like this. I think she ought to mind her own fucking business, like looking out the window. Like this.
Yeah, it's funny because like
she's picking up the slack where the public services have let us down, James.
Yeah, and crimes are actually happening.
We had in our street growing up. There was an old lady. I won't. Will I say Anna? No, I won't say Anna.
She a mouse?
She wasn't a mouse. I would have mentioned that up front. Sean, I've learned.
Yeah, professional. Yeah.
She used
well,
to
but perhaps if you had more than 30 seconds to talk about it, being interrupted.
When she used to just sit at a window looking out, right, all the time. So you'd sort of wave at her, but she was always in her front room downstairs looking out of her window. And then when she died, someone had to go in and clear out. She didn't have any family or whatever, but one of the neighbours had to go in, and they found a book, and she just logged everything all of us did all the time.
Wow.
And
David
that was the inspiration for this game. It would seem
fucking wild. Yeah, is any of that going on in this?
Yeah, there's lots of it. So in the prologue, in this first mission, what you see is the owner of the flat opposite open the door, and lots of people are coming in with food. Someone's bringing brownies in, someone's bringing like pizza in, or I think the pizza's already there. Loads of food basically. And as you watch the scene, various people are eating and chatting, and they don't talk, but there's like emojis over their head to determine their kind of emotions. And then basically 3 of the 4 people collapse, and then one of them picks up the phone. You're like, what's happened here then? And so what you do is, as you watch this scene, you can rewind it. You can like take photos to capture all the various people, and it's your task in this first one to work out who poisoned, who poisoned them, who was the target, how were they poisoned, and like who actually kind of got poisoned and collapsed. And whilst you're doing that, you also try and determine who these people are, what their names are, what they look like, and you can do it while using the camera as well. But how I did it, I thought it was, I'm sure this is the way to do it. I basically watched the scene and wrote down everything that happened. So I'm like, okay, so first person comes in with brownies. They put them in like the left-hand side of the table. Second person came in, actually switched those brownies with another set and put them on the other end of the table. Like, who ate those ones and who ate the first ones? Which I thought was really, really interesting, because I was actually trying to piece together exactly what was happening at various points. When you're looking through your camera, there's like a whole, you can scroll up the whole building, really. So you see various people entering the flat or being in other rooms. You see like their silhouette, and they're on the top floor. And on the top floor, in the background, I can see that they've got pictures of the other like housemates or the other neighbours already. And there's another scene where one of the other guests, after like all the food's been left out, they go to the balcony, and like a balloon goes up from the floor with a letter, and you can't really make out 100%, but it basically looks like it makes out "Do not eat the brownies." do not eat the brownies. And then later on in that scene, the brownies were offered to that person. They're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But you're trying to work out who did it, and at first you say, oh, it's that person in like the pink cardigan or the yellow hat, whatever it is. But in order to ascertain or determine exactly that, you've then got to go into other parts of the game where there's like a big old cork board, there's like a notepad, and in the notepad there's like information about like there's lots of people's names. There's like a receipt for some flowers. There's like a list from a florist that shows all the flowers they sell with, oh, these flowers might cause drowsiness, these might cause, these might poison, these might do this might do that. And then you're looking at the list of like who bought what, and you're cross-referencing the names. So it's not really a detective game, it's more of like a deduction game, really. So all of that I was really taken in by. It's a cozy kind of detective-ish game. It looks really nice. It's just like it's got a really, really pleasant feel. But ultimately, I felt quite frustrated by it, because there were bits where before you've determined exactly what someone's name is, what their job is, and how they know each other, you have these kind of like silhouettes of like the people's faces, and you have this kind of like board, and you kind of like, you press a button to like flip. Okay, so that silhouette, so that silhouette, there's that silhouette, but then like loads of them are quite similar. So I'm like, am I just trying to determine, like, am I just not supposed to use that until I know the names of the people and then find a silhouette that I think works? I don't know. I feel like if the silhouettes are all vastly different, I'm like, well, it's this one because I've got a picture of that like giraffe like animal, or that cat-like animal, or that bunny-like animal. I can use the same silhouette, and it just felt a bit fiddly and a bit awkward, really. And then in the corkboard scene, you can put like pins between like the various characters. So you might say, okay, what's the connection between these? Is it that they know each other? Is it that the one of them secretly in love with the other one? Is it that they're a client of the other one? And it just all felt a bit kind of awkward and a bit finicky. Now, after playing this, I looked in like the community kind of chats on Steam, and they've rebuilt this game, or rebuilt this demo twice over already, I think, from feedback. So I don't know if that tells me that they're kind of having issues with it, or actually wants to get the feedback that like this is a bit too much. Also on Lucy James's newsletter, because this is how I found out about the game. There's a description about the game, and also they said, okay, but to celebrate them hitting 21,000 wish lists, they've released like an extra bonus mission in the game, in the demo at least. And there's like once you finish like the first mission, or the main mission in the prologue, if you reload the game, a phone tab appears, and on that phone you can dial a certain number. On Lucy James's newsletter, there's a number to ring, and when you do that, it opens this extra puzzle. And on the community forums on Steam, people are like, what the hell even is this? It doesn't make sense. These words don't make sense. It's too complicated. And they're like, oh yeah, we're sorry. We thought this was the developer saying, we're sorry. We thought it was maybe a good idea to do this, but maybe it's a bit too complicated and a bit too obtuse. And they're like that they're laying down mysteries which will be seen later in the game. And people are like, well, how am I supposed to work this out now? It's just anyway. So I mean, I haven't really played a game like this where the demo is out so much earlier than the game. This game's not out till Q1 2027. So I anticipate they're going to be making a lot of changes, especially from the feedback. But I was just kind of left.
Like a beta test rather than a demo.
Yeah. And this, I think it's like the second. I think they've only got one demo, but they've rebuilt the demo a couple of times now to improve UI, improve how the notepads and stuff works. It does have some nice touches. There's like a crossword in it, which has clues. One might be. There's clues based on stuff you might have seen, but also clues.
Don't eat the brownies.
Well, I think one of the questions was what was eaten to cause this issue, or whatever.
What should you not eat?
Yeah, and it was brownies. But like it's like a nice way to kind of like to make sure you're asking the right questions, and also give you a bunch of clues about other things in the scene that you haven't maybe quite worked out yet. So yeah, I mean, I'm still definitely going to keep an eye on it because I love my detective games. But yeah, I just felt a bit it's just a bit finicky. But I think these are probably things that get ironed out in development. But I love a lot of what it's doing, just not over the moon by it. But Ben, I'm so glad you said that other game. Now I know that the other game was called Apple Crumble. So I'm also looking out for that when that's out.
Yeah, that looked really good.
That's out this year as well.
Seriously cannot wait for the Gotti draft. where it's going to be James's like Pragmata, GTA 6, Big Walk. And Matt has got Hannah Sampson's Investigation Bureau, the Ipshell Murders, and Who Shot Danny Timpson.
That's not out yet, but I'm pumped for that. Yeah, it's a good time to be a detective fan.
All 4 of the images in your Instagram posts, they all look exactly the same, just different animals.
That's me.
That's what we've been playing this week. Let's get to questions from our listeners before we wrap this one up.
If you would like to send us a question, go to tcgs.co. The Sesh Prince of Bel Air says, question for Dave. We had a couple of these. Question for Dave. Have you listened to the new Getdown Services album? Absolute banger of a band. Thanks for bringing them up on the pod. Cheers.
You better fucking believe I've listened to that album. It is wild. To open they've exploded in the past 2 years. I think it's fair to say. They're doing 2 nights at the Roundhouse at the end of the year. I'm going to one of those. I cannot fucking wait. But to open your second album after all that's happened with a song about watching a lady falling asleep on the bus and thinking, is it weird that I'm watching a lady fall asleep on a bus? And then a bloke just starts throwing up everywhere behind them, and just going into that scenario is the most Getdown Services thing ever. Yes, it's incredible. There are songs that you go, this is going to be absolutely incredible live. What was it? The Definitive Map is fucking when they play that live, it's going to be insane. And also, I sent you one, Matt, because there's one song that I think is musically the best thing they've ever done.
Yeah, I like that one you sent.
A song called Stop Living. It's fucking brilliant. Look, I love Getdown Services, and I wish them all the success in the world. They are the best. I cannot wait to see them live again. It's going to be such a fucking good night. If you get the chance, as they're touring at the end of the year, if you get the chance, just go and see them, because it's such an experience. It's fucking brilliant. Looking forward to it.
Cool.
Also, sorry, thanks to everyone that messaged in about that, because I know I bang on about them enough, but it's nice to know they've become a bit of a TCGS darling out there. So it's made me happy to see any amount of people messaging about that this week.
Maria Mendieta says, dear TCGS Koala samplers, while I congratulate last week's duo for their incredible work, it was also the sweatiest podcast I have ever heard. James's anxiety around Matt's movie choices and breathy banter throughout gave me the impression that he constantly had the image of David's dreaded feedback on his mind the whole time, arms crossed and all. In honor of James's exasperated state, I simply wanted to know which game triggered your glands and actually glanders with a D, and actually made your hands and other areas sweat profusely. Keep up the unrivaled work. Sincerely, Maria. I don't know if a game's ever made me sweat, apart from VR stuff when it's too hot. Jesus Christ, that can be miserable.
Yeah. I mean, the worst one for me was probably Switch Sports, because you didn't want to stop playing, even though you were like, you need to calm down a bit, mate. You're not a person that's used to any form of exercise, so maybe chill out bowling for 5 minutes. Or Matt, do you remember how fucked we got playing Just Dance on Connect?
Just Dance. Just Dance on Connect. We also had Dance Central, where
Dance
you were
Central was the one. Yeah, Dance Central.
That was fucking brilliant.
In the end, we just took our tops off because it was getting so bad.
I mean, it was New Year's Eve. We can get around with that.
Get away with it. No. And then we went and played Wii Darts for a while.
Yeah. Well, it was. That was also Darts on. Was that on Connect Sports as well, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. I think you're right. Yeah.
Genuinely brilliant dart game.
Yeah.
It just reminded me when I had the shitty dance mats for the PS2 as well. That was usually a tops off scenario.
Was it?
Damn straight.
I never really got into the dance mat stuff. I always thought it was a bit lame.
Yeah, pretty rough.
They
were fun before we had Rock Band and Guitar Hero and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a good time on that.
While we're talking about Connect, that fucking new console that's launched over, it's finally come over it. What's it called? Next Playground or whatever it is. I find it hilarious how I am watching tech shows or tech channels going, for the mainstream, going, here's the new console that's taking the world by storm. It outsold Xbox last year. And this one, you're the controller. And I'm like, Microsoft execs must be going, sorry, what? Sorry, what? Like they've got a warehouse of these fucking Kinects in the middle, sitting there doing nothing. Going,
Yeah,
oh,
they're
taking the piss.
And I've said this before, but apparently they found other uses for Kinect. Like it never took off as a gaming thing, but yeah, they found like other industries that
they
have
stuck
made
them in a
use
load
of
of
it.
Next Playground.
But also the company that came up with it, I think they then were involved with like Face ID on like iPhones and stuff. Like they were involved with that, with like the scanning functions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This I mean, I don't know if any of you have really looked into the Next Playground thing. I've only seen it briefly, but it's like it's not cheap. It's like 250 quid, isn't it?
It's a subscription only game.
Was it last Christmas that America got it and it did well then, and it's now it's out over here. But yeah, and I think you take one look at it and think, oh, what is it, like 100 quid or something? No, it's how much is it here? Like
270.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is though, you're comparing that with a 500 or 600 quid PlayStation.
That's true.
It probably is cheap now.
Yeah.
Isn't
it? Power-wise, it's about on par with a Wii or something, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, so it's 269. Like the machine itself looks cool. I love the design.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be buying.
I just find it funny that Microsoft have been through this exact process with these, and all the games for this thing look like exactly what they tried to release on the Kinect. and now they've literally got in the promotion material, they've got someone doing that, and it says your body is all you need, no controllers, just movement. And then it's got that wireframe thing that they always used to put over people showing off Kinect. It's got that on it. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, because the principle behind the tech must be basically identical.
Yeah, I
don't see how else.
No. Yeah.
Interesting.
Once again, Microsoft ahead of the curve, just too many years ahead of time.
For this month's Patreon stream, can we all meet up and buy one and play on it together?
I'm hoping by talking about it, we might get sent free ones, but who knows?
Oh yeah, we've been really positive on it. So.
Oh yeah, maybe not. Maybe we just get a couple of Kinects from Microsoft instead.
Found these in a skip. Enjoy. Final question comes from the Pond Skater. He says, "Evening, gents. Just a quickie. Did Sony miss a trick by not capitalizing on the popularity of the Astro Bot game at the time? How come we haven't seen games such as Astro Bot Kart, Astro Bot Golf, Astro Bot Tennis, Astro Bot Party, Astro Bot Strikers, etc., etc.? Just seems like an untapped mine to me. Obviously, all these games would have been absolute wank, and I wouldn't have touched them with a shitty stick, but still, worth a thought. Hey, keep up the great work, guys, and please don't fucking stop. It would ruin my Wednesdays else. Regards, the Pond Skater."
I mean, they have not done that, have they? Because they've probably got the developers to do that anymore.
No, plus
there's a number of reasons. They tried to do it with Sackboy. Because there was a Little Big Planet karting game, wasn't there?
There was.
There was also PlayStation All Stars. Do you remember that? That was the Smash Brothers.
I'm hoping that they realise that they've got something pretty loved and special, and maybe pumping that out
too early for that
all the time. It might kill something that they've got. I don't believe that they think like that, because they're a big company that wants to make as much money as possible. But I think maybe it doesn't have the reach outside of the main games at the moment. That's what they're thinking.
Well, yeah, and Astro Bot didn't do like mascot numbers, did it? Like I know it reviewed insanely well. Like everyone loved it, but it didn't like barely break like 1 million sales or something. That's probably that figure's probably well out of date now. But
estimated 4.3 million copies worldwide, which, as you say, as a mainline first party mascot game, that isn't a huge amount, is it? Really, you'd expect it to do more.
Halo's 1.3 million or whatever.
1.2.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you don't like Xbox and you love Sony. It's not
that's
really comparable, is it?
Well, it kind of is. You said they were sort of, mascot.
One's a remake of a
fucking.
Halo
was.
Okay.
One's a remake that's come out on like loads of platforms as well, and still only managed to sell that.
Right. Okay, but if you look at sales figures for the original Halo Combat Evolved, would you say that, or it'd be interesting to see if that's sold more or less?
It must have done. No, there's no. It must have sold
6 million. on a tiny amount of consoles. You know, the Xbox. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Astro Bot's brilliant. I'm not slagging Astro Bot off. I don't think it's, as Sean said, done
it's not
world-beating, sales figures, and that's probably why they haven't pulled everything into.
Yeah, I think we're too early in the Astro Bot life cycle for this. I think like 2 or 3 other games, maybe they'll start expanding it. But we've had like the demo that came with the PlayStation. We had the VR game. We've had one now proper fully fledged 3D platformer. Maybe another couple of them. See if Sony actually want to develop it as a proper mascot in the way Nintendo have done with Mario. Then maybe. But I think we're too early for that.
The thing is, there isn't like with Astro Bot, there isn't a cast of characters. It's Astro Bot and then other Astro Bots that look like other PlayStation characters. Yeah. Which is fine. Like,
well, I think that'd be something that they would probably introduce with another Astro Bot. Like, actually, like they work so well on the nostalgia. They're not going to leave that. Although I'm thinking, what else what can they even do? But I think now they'll probably start to expand the actual Astro Bot character set and go from there. It feels like a good time to do that.
Cool.
That's us.
That was quite a serious answer, wasn't it? That's unlike us. All right.
Do you want to say the answer?
Thank you. Huh? Yeah, go on.
Big load of wank. Fuck off.
Well, that's the episode title. Late contender.
Yeah, do you know what that sounded like? That sounded like 10 pence a bucket. Fuck off.
Yeah, it really did. Some of the best material. Yeah. Are you streaming anything this week, Sean?
Probably yes, because as I say, I've got an empty house for a bit, so I'll need to speak to anyone. So yeah, I don't know when though. I still really want to do that on loop, the VR one.
Yes.
So keep them Twitch notifications on, and you may join as I stream that at some point, probably Friday, Saturday.
There's a new walk-around mini golf.
You need.
I know. Sorry.
So, please, if you could get the notifications
at some point this week, I'm gonna stream this game.
Yeah, I think I saw a teaser for a new walk-around mini golf course as well.
Oh shit! I've not
Gloop Lair. Gloop Lair. It looks very Splatoonish, but anyway.
Do you know what I did? Just briefly, I did try because I thought this would be an amazing stream. The Breath of the Wild VR mod is like really coming together now. But as PC's just not up to it. I can do it, but in the most embarrassing resolution you've ever seen. It was making me feel a bit sick. So probably not.
Cool.
Last week, James and I streamed The Animal.
Oh yeah.
It was incredible, wasn't it, James?
Yeah.
Have you finished it yet?
No. There's a weird atmosphere. What's happened?
No, we're very close to the end apparently.
Okay.
Yes.
It took us a while to figure out what was going on because it was like May that we.
It was May 16th for the last one. Yeah.
You've uploaded it to YouTube. Yeah, I need to watch this.
But I can't do it this week. Yeah, I've got busy old weekend.
But the thing is, Matt, is you're now holding up my next stream. With this.
Well, why don't you do your stream this week, and then we'll come back to.
Yeah, you can have multiple.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. Do you hear that? Because James loves an excuse to not do something that he doesn't really want to do, and he just hey, you're holding me up. Well, you could just do it this way. No, I don't worry about that one. Actually, I'm
still considering that that Leisure Suit Larry game as with us.
Well,
stream that or not.
Do you want to stream that on Friday?
Yeah. No.
Well, you said yes first, so we'll take your first answer. No, James is streaming the Leisure Suit Larry game. Okay.
Not yet.
No, anyway, so no Animal, but there will be a Sean stream sometime this week. Twitch.tv/TCGSCO if you want to watch it live. And if you've got an Amazon account and a Twitch account, connect with those accounts. You get a free subscription to give to any channel of your choice. Want to go to our channel in the week or when Sean's streaming and give us your free sub. We really appreciate those that do that. If you miss the streams live, want to watch the Animal stream and the other ones we've done and this pod on video, go to youtube.com/@TCGS. If you want to support the madness we've got going on over here, if you want to have exclusive monthly bonus podcasts, talks overs, game streams, and just support what we're doing, patreon.com/TCGS and the website's tcgs.co. Thanks to our amazing Discord community, all our socials, our podcasts, our store, our Patreon. It's all on tcgs.co.
We will catch you next week for some more hilarious video game chit chat. Thanks for living it, everyone. Goodbye.
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 Goodbye.